Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/Senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/Senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Okay.
And we're live!
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Afterlight Skies, as I very carefully make sure that the end we're live was actually a we are on the internet, not a we are street. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Afterlight Skies, Star Wars Edge of the Empire game. We are on episode 27, which...
Yep.
If I'm remembering right, is the Rockstar death year, which might be appropriate.
Yep. 27 Club.
Okay,
that is
cool.
a thing.
Yeah. Welcome to Afterlight Skies. Last week, our heroes mounted a daring assault on Lola Sayu, a planet, a planet being, and a prison with a long history as a place for essentially confining Jedi for various reasons. This particular to rescue one of their own members. And we're going to now go to character intros, because I had the thing up and then I didn't. John.
Yep, I'm John, and I'm playing Sensaku, the Achani Seeker. And I'm a roll Destiny point.
Get to that thing.
And the destiny for today is... one dark side.
Of
Keeping it on a
course
roll.
it is.
Keeping it.
Well, your curse is
on a
still
roll.
technically broken.
Yeah, because you
Jeremy.
weren't dark last time.
I'm Jeremy. I am playing Lexira, the really goddamn pissed off Zeltron.
Join the club!
There's another dark side. These
Pretty
are
damn pissed off.
thematically very appropriate.
Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Praz, the Zabrak Commando, ruling Destiny. I'm here to save everybody. I roll the light side.
Yay!
Or kill everybody. I haven't decided yet.
I am Kat, and I am playing Powder, the surgical droid with issues. So many issues. I gave us 2 dark side.
This entire fucking story arc. We have started off with so little in our favor. It's a miracle none of us are dead.
Yep.
Well, the day is not done yet.
Welcome to this era of galactic history in a nutshell.
We're very representative.
We are Rogue One.
There you go.
You're
If
not
that's what you would
dead
like to think
yet, and less of you are spies and assassins.
They do have a point.
Got a point there.
by less of you, I mostly mean Praz.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You say
Did
it.
we just get a spoiler about Powder?
I know, right?
No, I just like saying things that make you guys nervous about Powder.
I am not at all.
Hey, you know.
Also, Sen's not technically a spire assassin that he knows either.
Not yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So, as we open our scene, our two fighters, Sens, Taku, and Praz, are making their way through the toxic environment into the facility, having just confronted two stormtrooper droids, which is 3 stormtrooper droids, along with a few allies. Powder has remained behind on the ship with the hireling team, and Lux is clawing and stumbling her way out of an Imperial holding cell. I think that's fair to say. And with 62, technically that would be the character that's not here. So we're going to say nothing. No one is feeling the additional strains of their obligations, just the strain of their current circumstance.
Hey, that means I'm at 5, not 6 strain.
So since Taco and Praz, you've just managed to make your hole in the outside shell of this station, and defeat these troopers, some of whom have gone off the edge, all of whom's attention you seem to have attracted, along with your allies, one of whom still seems to be fiddling with a small cube device that you don't necessarily recognize. The other two are holding their guns and hoping to be useful in the future.
What did we come into? What sort of room are we in?
You can see into, this seems to be an external hallway, potentially for patrol. You can see the corridor turn at the end, and you can see one door inside of this room. You do notice that the air in here does seem to be clear, but as this hole is opened, that sort of yellowish toxic gas that has been thrown into the atmosphere does seem to be starting to head in.
That was my next question. I was going to ask if they had environmental shields for wall breaches, but apparently they don't. All right, sweet.
If they likely have them. You would suspect they haven't activated yet because you are not cut in half by one.
That's fair. Making sure everybody gets into the hallway and not and doesn't hang around by the hole.
Yep.
I just want to look at if there is a door immediately nearby.
There's one door you can see. It's about maybe 15 feet down the hallway.
Does it have any sort of marking?
Just sort of the standard markings a door has. It seems like it would probably slide open. It has a small control panel, but no like governor's office or other plaque.
So looking back to the others. All right, just gonna indicate that door. Let's see if we can find a place that has some clean air so we can recycle our suits. And head over to the door.
Yep. I'll go to the far side of the door and watch the end of the hallway until everybody gets inside.
The hallway does curve ahead, and but you don't currently see anyone coming down.
And I just put the I put my lightsaber back in its under armor compartment, and just ready the rifle in both hands as we go up to the door. looking at the hacker. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I know she's a hacker.
Yep.
What is her name?
Tiara.
Tiara.
Tiara?
Yep.
Yes. Look over at Tiara. Can you handle this door?
Yeah. Let's see.
Just
Okay.
turns the handle.
I don't know.
There is no handle to be
Yep.
turned. It's just got one of those pads.
It wasn't locked.
Oh, Tiara's under higher links. That makes sense. But she does have some ability to slice things. I mean, she doesn't have any points in it because she's not a hacker. She's a ninja.
Ninja, hacker, close enough.
Historically, they're known for pretty much the same thing.
Getting into places they shouldn't be in. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. She basically takes a few things, jams them together, twists them around. Seems like she's just brute forcing this, with a few small tools. And the door slides open for you.
I'll lead the way in, scanning around to see what's in there.
Okay. Looking in, the sort of area opens up in front of you. It's all this kind of same gunmetal gray of the facility as a whole. The room itself is full of crates that you can't necessarily determine the exact purpose of without opening. You see two more doors on. There's essentially a square room with doors on each side. So 3 other doors, one directly across from you, two at sort of a T angle.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm assuming all of you, Praz, you also enter.
Yeah, I'll be the last one in.
Yeah, I'll lead the way in, and then once everybody's inside, try to get the door closed.
Yeah, she'll actually just shoot the lock and have the door shut behind you.
Works.
Look, they know we're here at this point.
Yeah.
No hiding it.
Nope. I deactivate.
We just don't. We want them to have as few ways to get at us as possible.
Oh, that's fair.
And she'll continue fiddling with that device.
I turn off my personal deflector shield to save the energy, and then cycle the air in my helmet so that I'm refreshing my oxygen tank.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, they'll do the same. It does seem like in here you have there's still some particles, but you close that door quickly enough that it hasn't sort of spread, and the doors themselves do keep out toxins.
Right. So first, looking at her, what is that you're fiddling with?
If my contact is to be believed, this is how we're getting your friend out, or keeping your friend sane. And if we get her out,
works for me. All right.
Any terminals nearby?
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna look and see what's in these crates real quick, if I can.
Yeah. Just give me a athletics, I think. You know what? You can shove it open. It takes a few pushes, but especially with the help of the 2 guards, you can just fling it open. Within inside the crates, it seemed at first it actually surprises you because there's no smell or any of the other things you'd expect. but taking a second look, you notice that these are bodies. They're essentially stuffed full of what seem to be preserved corpses, dismembered into bits that are organized, like all the arms stacked up, all the torsos stacked.
That's fun. Does it look like they're actual body parts, or are they like synthetic?
Make me a medicine roll.
What difficulty?
Difficulty of 3.
Medicine. 2 threat, no success.
So with no successes or failures, it's difficult to tell how these were produced. It does seem like they have some level of organic components, or at least they lack circuitry. They don't seem to be bleeding or bloody, so perhaps they've been preserved or stasis in some way that you're not exactly familiar with.
I'm just gonna close this box. Right, so Imperial Murder Funhouse. Got it.
On that, we're going to segue to Lux. You're out of the room, and you're in a hallway.
Okay.
Similar to the other hallways I described before. It's gray. You can see sort of the corridor bend around the ends, and you can see more of these rooms that are likely cells along the hallway. The one you were in does seem like it was modified or perhaps replaced more recently. The door itself and some of the other aspects seem to vary from the design of the other ones along the hall.
Mm-hmm. Do I see anybody?
Not currently, no.
Is there anywhere that is obviously the way out?
There are 2 hallways that likely he both had somewhere. Unfortunately, you don't necessarily know which way would be better. Just that this is a hallway, and it turns on both ends.
Okay. And I feel that sort of weird, oppressive, anti-forcey thing gone now that I'm out of the room.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Like, it's not like everything is suddenly better, but definitely you're not feeling like your force powers are being suppressed.
Is there an actual access panel to the computer systems in this hallway?
Unfortunately, there isn't one right next to the prison cell doors.
No.
You suspect that there's likely a guard console somewhere nearby, and that would have an access point.
You've got a really bad. And you said there are other doors that appear to be cells.
Yeah, there's like a line of cells along this hallway.
Are there easy apparent ways to open them?
I mean, it probably won't be super easy, but yes, there are little lock panels on each of the doors.
I'm gonna start opening doors.
Okay.
How do you escape from prison? You become one of many instead of just one of one.
Okay.
You think there's more than just you in this place?
I really hope there is. First of all, Lux does not think she's that important. Second of all, that there's a whole. Second of all, something has to go right.
All right. Make me a roll. Computers or mechanics difficulty 3.
Oh, that's computers. That is some goddamn computers.
This is just for the doors in general,
Yep.
not going to be each individual door.
Make sure that I don't have any weirdness up here. Okay. And all right, I'll re-roll that. I'll get my 1 re-roll per session out of the way already.
Seems legit.
God damn it.
Don't you always use it on like the first one too?
No.
Not always. More often than I probably should have to. Well, there we go. 3 successes and 2
Yeah,
advances.
with 3 successes, you just sort of run along pressing codes into each one until it fucking opens. Most of these cells are empty.
Okay.
1 or 2 you slide open and there are lights on inside. I don't know, do you stop to sort of check what's in each one?
I will stop really quick to look and see who or what's inside. Yeah.
In the first 2 that you open with things in them, both seem to contain droids. Both droids are...
Okay.
Oh, all right. Broken and battered. One has an eye that's sort of popped out and flickering, and another one simply doesn't seem to have a lower half anymore. You can recognize these as tactical droids. You were active during the Clone Wars. You would sort of know this style of larger head, square body. These droids were essentially used by the Separatist forces as commanders and tacticians. Their specialty was in probability and battle strategy. They weren't as good as Jedi at battle strategy,
Right.
but they were actually pretty effective against standard troops and conventional tactics.
Okay. That's going to take me a while to get them up and running. Do they both appear to be inactive essentially at this point?
Yes, both appear to be on or running. Neither appear to be functional or aware. Just seemingly plugged into the power and left to decay.
I don't have a lot of time. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna leave them behind.
Do you continue opening doors
yes,
or after
I
that?
will continue, opening doors after that. Just because if there is anybody in one of these that might A, be a help, and B, be another target.
Yeah.
Or if there is any of these, it happens to be, I don't know, an equipment room. I know the odds are really low. I'm fine with that.
You can find a Jedi. Wait, what?
That would be a little bit on the unconventional tactics side to have a equipment room masquerading as a prison cell. But yeah, so you continue opening these doors. Again, most of them are empty, but the next one you peek into does not contain a droid. Instead, there is an unfamiliar individual. He's older, seems to be a Twi'lek man, with sort of large scars running down one of his leku. Barely looks over when you open the door, seemingly blinking on light, sort of an unexpected stimulus.
Hi. You want to get out of here?
It's been quite a long time since anyone's asked me that.
Well, I was about 4 doors down, and I'm out. and I'm fairly sure if there's not someone coming for us, then what would you rather do? Stay in here and hate every second of your existence, or at least die heroically trying to get out?
Make me a charm roll. Difficulty 2.
Stay in here to rot or die trying. What about live? There's a third option.
2 successes and an advantage.
He'll sort of steady himself on the wall. You're young, aren't you? Well, suppose no point in not trying when presented the opportunity.
Right?
Um,
Look at it this way. At the very least, we're really going to annoy the people who expected us just to sit in here and rot.
Your optimism is fascinating and reminds me of, well, never mind.
Yeah, optimism left the fucking station about guy. I don't know, because I don't know how long I've been here, but it left the station.
Well,
now I'm running on pure.
He sort of manages to make his way out. You notice that he is moving slowly. You're not sure if it's age or injuries or just being stuck in a small room for potentially years, but he doesn't seem to be moving particularly fast.
Okay.
Slow moving target.
I'm Lux, by the way.
Raven.
I'm sorry, what?
Raven.
Okay.
Distinct from Revan, fuck you, Star Wars. Also, Revan is not a Twi'lek.
No.
We don't know what Revan is. What are you talking about? He always wears a mask. Or she always wears a mask. Or they always wears a mask.
True. However, I will also point out we are in a sci-fi fantasy setting where people could be reincarnated or put into cloned bodies.
Actually, no. Revan does have a canon. He is male and human, but
yeah. No, Revan has a canon identity. Not the Sith Lord. Also, continuity-wise, that would be at a weird place in the timeline for this.
Well, I mean, he did live for thousands of years.
Okay, moving on.
I mean, it was just a moment that in my mind I was like, "Oh shit! Do I let him out and really fuck shit up, or do I say, never mind"?
You know what? Get back in your cell. They were right.
Yeah.
No, Raven, like the Teen Titans character.
Raven. Raven, nice to meet you. So yeah, I'm winging this whole thing. So let's go.
All right.
What if anything do you know about where we are? You've been here longer, I assume.
This facility is called the Citadel. It was initially put into practice centuries ago by the Jedi Council to ward off the dark, so to speak. And like there's two more cells along this hallway, but both of them seem to be empty.
Okay.
He'll look backwards. I suppose no one else is here at the time.
Not in any of these. It's fine. Two is better than one.
Indeed.
So I am going to go left or right, left or right. Always go right. Left is bad. Left is the hand of the devil.
All right. So you turn at the end of this hall. and you pretty immediately sort of stop yourself and turn and stay. As you notice, no one currently is occupying it, but there seems to be one of these prison control consoles.
Yes. Okay. I walk up to it and I start trying to dig in.
Okay. You don't have the proper tools, so there is going to be an additional setback die that your coding bonus does not allow you to remove. But basically trying to brute force this without slicing equipment, what are you hoping to accomplish?
So, well, I want to figure out mostly I want to figure out it's an access panel, so it's a computer panel.
Yeah.
I want to figure out what I have access to. I want to try to get I want to try and get right away access to system alerts, communications, things like that. I'm going for intelligence right now.
All right. Make me a difficulty 4 computers check with a setback die.
Okay. We'll see how this goes.
There's a light point if you want to flip it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might.
You're welcome.
What the fuck? Why not? Damn it. 2 failures and a threat.
And you've already used your reroll at this time.
Yes, I have.
So with 2 failures and a threat, that's actually pretty fitting. You sort of start trying to work your way into the system, just sort of like going in as a guard would, and then trying to find some sort of access or codes or like something that'll get it to spit out a little comm unit or something like that. And you pretty quickly notice that almost all of this system has been cut off from the outside system.
Oh, it's almost like the Empire's competent or something.
Or, the people who used to run this place were competent. One of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah, you're not really able to get much of anything off of this particular area. You do notice, because this is not in any way hidden, that there are definitely lots of red alerts going off.
Okay, good. Does it say what the alerts are for?
Prison breach, hull breach.
I didn't do that. I don't think I did.
You don't recall breaching a hole, but you did try and claw your way out.
Yeah, that's not a hole. That's a door. Doors are not holes. So she just grins, looks back at Raven. I think we have friends coming.
Indeed.
Which means that they're either going to die or, well, our situation has marginally improved from 0 chance to a snowball's chance in
2%. 2%'s fair.
A snowball's chance on Tatooine.
I was trying not to.
I was
say
giving it 3%.
No, we're not 2%. We're whole milk.
Yeah.
I was trying not to say on Tatooine, but
Well, to be fair, you didn't.
I did.
so let's I'm going to assume that the general competence of not being able to access basic communication means that there's also no easily accessed blueprints.
No, they don't keep the prison blueprints in the prison.
I mean, they could have.
They
Um,
are at least half as competent as the U.S. prison system. Sorry, that's a joke no one will get.
yeah, I was gonna say. Anyways, all right. Well, in that case, let's just keep going.
Okay.
We will run into somebody who will try to kill us soon enough.
Yep. And basically, as you say that, you look up and see, and you can sort of see the door starting up its opening sequence.
Is there somewhere, anywhere in here to hide?
Technically behind the desk, as the desk is sort of a circular
I
thing.
shove Raven down there.
Okay.
There is a brief moment where I'm like, down or in front? Down or in front? Oh, fuck, down. Is there enough room for 2 people there?
Yes, it's
Okay.
um
And I join him.
all right. Make me a stealth check.
Okay.
Difficulty of 2, as it is an opposed roll.
Okay.
Um
Dump all of my stuff. Oh, so it's back to normal. And stealth. My stealth isn't terrible. We'll see how this goes. Fuck you!
Now you know how it feels when I try to hit things with a lightsaber.
I mean, that's...
It's
Oh, that was the other
technically an
stealth.
opposed roll. It is possible that the Dark Troopers won't notice you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible.
It's
Unlikely,
unlikely.
but possible. Yeah.
All the threats mean they collapse
Actually,
into a pile.
I just realized that was the wrong roll because the setback die from presence and being stupid at combat were still in this.
Well, at least we cleared
Not
that up.
better.
Better.
I mean,
but
at
not
least the
worse.
first one I
so
could I could try and use that to inflict a shit ton of strain.
you could. You sort of both duck behind the desk and as you sort of hear these metallic footsteps, thud, walking, and one of them seems to walk past, and you think, okay, we're good. And
That's when we hear the cocking of and power up of a laser gun.
essentially, yes.
God damn it!
And you sort of turn around and, well, the desk does provide some cover. It seems that they were going to check on the records to see if any of the prison doors had opened.
So she looks up. Hi.
There's just sort of an impassive mask staring down at you. Again, these sort of like Feldian supersized stormtrooper.
Is it just one?
There seems to be 2.
Okay. Fair enough. So the heads go up.
And
What
Raven also sort of puts his hand up and slowly starts to stand. Well, that is the most exercise I have had in, well, I'm not quite sure how long.
Feels good, all right?
Indeed.
So are they doing anything once we stand up?
Once you stand up, they seem to still keep the guns trained on you, but they don't seem to be firing at the moment. And Raven will seem to look around, consider his options, realize I am a really old failure.
Oh,
So
I'm a
hard
really
on
old
himself.
failure.
so sad. Okay. Is it possible I could get some kind of, because with the mask on, it's hard for me to tell. Is it possible I could get some kind of lore-ish role, military warfare, something to know whether it's a person or a droid under there?
Yes, I will make this a knowledge warfare role, but the difficulty's going to be 4, as these were not something you were likely to have come across or remember, because
I mean, that's a success and a triumph.
that's true, though. That is a success and a triumph. So as you're sort of looking over the design, you do recall seeing essentially some blueprints and early versions of this. Not necessarily this specifically, but back during sort of the days of the Republic, there was all sorts of measures going through, like, this is a way to improve clone troopers. This is the thing we should do for clone troopers. And like, this does match some recollections of essentially cyborg creations. Likely, at least mostly droid, from what you can recall, if it still holds to that.
That doesn't make what I need to do next any clearer. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No,
with
that's
its triumph is
that is totally fine. Are they potentially susceptible to mind influencing things? Which is where I wasn't complaining at all, because it makes sense. I just don't know. Cyber, that's maybe, but
with
not.
a triumph, like, there is a possibility you suspect it's pretty slim. You suspect it's at least more challenging to influence these minds. As that was kind of one of the selling points of the Dark Troopers.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I am simply going to stay there and wait until they order us to do something.
Okay.
Because so far they're just pointing their guns.
Yep. It's actually like a disturbingly long time, a time that would be distressing if you hadn't already determined there was something mechanical to these creatures. Before we're going to segue to Powder real quick, because I like suspenseful moments.
Alrighty.
So, Powder, you're here on the ship. Nothing's come for you as of yet, and you're sort of stuck in the waiting. You've reached the point in time where you know that the others have either gotten inside or haven't gotten inside and have died in the toxic environment outside.
Mm-hmm. And there's only so much chess one can play.
In this situation, yes. There's only so much chess one can play. Especially without any other people that are interested in stress relief chess.
Yep.
It's actually not Darius that grabs your attention next. It's Rainbow, who seems to have plugged into one of the ship's areas and beeps at you. It's going red! It's going red!
Okay. Powder will look at Rainbow and say, "What is going red?"
Next to the moon, it's going red. And you sort of like try and look at what's being placed on a screen. It's one of the external sensors. These seem to be somewhat damaged from the acid, but this one is still putting in a decent video feed. And it is angled up towards where the moon is. And you see what seems to be a small surveillance drone circling around towards where your craft is. You don't know if it spotted you yet.
Okay. Well, Powder is going to take the assumption that that means that they probably made it inside. Because
Okay.
it's the only thing that would make sense.
It seems to be moving around back and forth as though scanning for people or a craft or something else.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything that, like, if us just, like, not moving would help. Like, everyone just stand still. Maybe it won't notice us. You know, like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
There is a quote from one of the movies that I'm really tempted to use here. You're not really sure. You suspect it's able to notice something ship-sized.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, until it actually tries to, like, do something to us, there's not a whole lot that I would know what to do.
Yeah, it does continue. All right, if you don't do anything, it does continue its search pattern. Eventually, it's definitely going to come across you as it sort of cycles back and forth and moves up and down, seemingly cataloging where explosions may have happened. You can see little bits of debris. You're not exactly sure what it's cataloging, but you can see the sort of red scan matrix.
Okay, and it's going in like a specific pattern, right?
Yeah, it's essentially going square by square, and then if it notices an incongruity, cataloging, and moving along. It's got about 2 more back and forth cycles before it reaches the layer where it definitely will detect you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be deviating from that pattern.
Okay, and what's the range of the guns on the ship?
Short.
Someone can pull up the exact,
yes.
But
short range.
Short range space guns definitely could hit this thing. It's at what would be long range for people, but the ship guns are the ship guns.
Okay. Powder will gather together Durius and both of the
ion cannon. The twin light ion cannons are close range, which is close range for ship-to-ship combat, which is probably still within range. The heavy laser cannon is short range. And the concussion missile launcher and tractor beams are also short range.
Just for visualization's sake, if you stack 2 of your ship on top of each other, it's not that far away. It's not another ship's width from you. So all of your things would hit it. The question is if you want to hit it and with what.
And ion cannons are specifically designed to short circuit droids and things.
I forgot we had the ion thing now. Because we've done stuff to the ship now. Okay. Powder will get Durius and the 2 droids.
What's going on? What do you need?
There is a device outside that is scanning the area.
That's not
It will
good.
find us.
That's worse. What's the plan?
Can you help me man the gun?
Probably, like, technically. I can try.
That is all I ask. And we will head over to the guns on the ship.
Okay. Yep. And you want to use the ion cannons?
Yeah, try to disable it.
Okay. I don't know how loud this is going to be, but
Neither do I.
let's see.
But something tells me that it finding us is worse in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think that currently uses Praz's stats. So let me see if there's a way to change that.
I mean, all it would be is a gunnery check on behalf of whoever's
Yeah.
shooting it.
Okay.
And
So-
at close range, which I'm assuming it is, I believe it's the probe cannot move fast enough that it would be equivalent
Yeah.
to a difference in speed. So it'd probably be a difficulty 1 shot at close
Mhm.
range.
Yep. So Powder, do you want to make the roll, or are you passing that off on to
What would it be?
A gunnery.
a
roll.
gunnery?
Gunnery?
Difficulty 1.
I mean, I don't have any ranks in gunnery at all. But my
I will tell you that
agility
none of your allies express that they are particularly good at that.
Gunnery is
Yeah.
an agility skill. So if nobody has
Yeah.
ranks in it,
My
they'll just
agility
be
is-
agile.
2. Would Durius be more agile?
He would express, I intellectually know how to fire guns, but yeah, this is probably something that you as the player character are
Yeah.
being put in the position to make choices about.
Yeah. Powder probably will just kind of look and go, let's do this. And they'll go and shoot the gun.
Okay.
All right, so difficulty 1, you said?
Yep.
Difficulty 1, which I am
Awesome.
upgrading because honestly, you guys are going to need it more with other things.
Upgrade that
Upgrading
difficulty.
dark side. All right.
Yep, dark side upgrade.
All right. Here goes nothing.
You can use the aim maneuver on gunnery shots.
I don't know what that means.
You get a
You
boost.
get a boost.
die.
It means you take a little longer and you aim.
Do I have time to do
Mostly-
that?
Yes, you have an action.
All right. So then I get
A boost
a
die.
boost die.
Mhm.
Yep, that's the
Blue one.
the square one on the left.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's do this. That would be a success and an advantage.
Yeah, and with ship level weapons, you zero in and you hit a good portion of the area around it, and you can see a few things maybe explode. But you can also definitely see the droid itself, or drone itself, flicker, shudder, and fall,
Yeah. For those playing at home,
basically destroyed.
the translation from ship level to personal level is a factor of 10. So what
For
does
those
4
also
damage to a
playing at
ship?
home, the wound threshold of a recon drone is not 10.
and the twin ion link cannons to a drone would do 40 damage,
Yes.
not 4.
Yeah.
40 EMP damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically just obliterates it.
You want to see a scorch
That
mark?
probably bought us a little bit of time until they wonder where her recon drone went.
Well, that's the good news with an ion cannon is it doesn't do any physical damage, so it looks like it just had a catastrophic shutdown.
There you go.
So here's the question. Do you want to stay here or do you want to move? They definitely know something came from this way, but this is where they're expecting us to return to. So
The question is, can we move to a spot that the drone has already surveyed and shown nothing there? And can we be... What's the word I'm looking for? Hidden.
these sort of ledges that we're on right now extend throughout most of the area. They're just a side effect of how the planet's built. So we can probably move somewhere where the drone's already been.
Then let us do that.
All right. And
Now, out of character, remind me.
you guys sort of...
Did anyone take their communicators with them?
Yes, we all did.
Yeah, we have them.
Okay.
You just have a
Okay.
conjammer.
Then,
You specifically said you were turning them off.
We have them, but they're off.
right.
have them,
But I just
but
want to make sure they had them with them.
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
So, yeah. Powder will
No,
say,
I don't.
Let's move. Yeah, I know you don't. I wasn't talking
I just
about
wanted to
you.
make that clear.
Yeah, so Powder will absolutely be like, yes, let's get to a safer place that they've already said. There's nothing here.
all right.
All is fine.
You slowly start, the ship slowly lifts off, and with the help of a few droids, the group of you move the ship to a different hidden location somewhere sort of in the cavity below the Citadel.
Cool.
All right. And we transition back to Senstaku and Praz. You found the body room, and
I
there
was
seem to
looking
be a
for
few
it.
doors in various directions.
Okay, folks, we have 3 objectives currently. 1, rescue Lux. 2, disable anti-aircraft guns. 3, disable communications. If anyone has any idea where any of those 3 objectives might be, feel free to speak up now.
I'm looking for a console.
The physical guns themselves are definitely up about 8, possibly 10 stories and out. We know where they are. I don't know where they're aimed from. My guess is somewhere nearby. As far as prison cells go, the entire place is a prison complex.
Well then, in that case, do we have any idea where the generator on this building is?
It's probably got a few backups, but the main one, my guess would be out back. You guys can kind of see the layout of the building on your screens. On the map, we're not actually. Did I transition you over to the correct map?
Nope, we're on the ship.
Good to know.
Now we're in a prison cell. There we go.
That's not a prison cell. That's where you found Darius. Yeah, so
A fancy
out
prison
back here,
Mhm.
best guess for where the main generator is.
Okay, Praz, you think those thermal detonators you brought with you could blow up a reactor?
I mean, I only brought one, but yeah.
I thought you brought two.
No, I only brought one.
Oh.
The other one would have clanked around, and I didn't want to risk them accidentally bumping together and setting off.
Fair. So, if we can't figure out a way to shut them down from inside, then blowing up the reactor is a plan. First, let's find Lux, because Lux has a better head for computers than I do, or you do. And then, I like Praz was looking around. I'm also now looking for if there's a console in this room.
Okay. Make me vigilance checks, I think would be the difficulty 3. You're searching essentially among boxes, seeing if there's anything hidden behind them.
Right.
Okay. Let me take this
Find
die off.
it is.
Vigilance.
Difficulty 3.
4 successes, no advantages or threats.
2 successes, 3 threats, and a triumph. Can the triumph be that we find one and it's not coded? Like it's not locked?
Somebody stayed logged in.
Like they left their login on? Like, logging in the bodies for today. I just forgot to log out.
Who's going to come in here?
Triumph is you can find a functional one that is actually hooked up to other things beyond this room. Triumphs are not force points. They can't necessarily be used all the time for convenience factor.
That's fine. So yeah, head over to that one.
Let's see if we can pull up a map.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. You're hoping for blueprints.
A layout.
Make me computers.
Yeah, just a layout.
Do either if you have splicing equipment.
Nope.
Make me computers. Difficulty 3 with 2 setback die, given that it's encoded and it's you don't have the proper equipment.
All right. It's just so he goes over, starts hunting, packing. Just tick, tick,
tick, tick, tick, tick, tick, tick, tick, tick, tick.
Somewhere Lux is
one
like,
threat.
Ow! I don't know why, but I hurt my head.
Because it's Praz's
No
turn.
failures, no success.
Okay. You press the on button, or what you think is the on button. It doesn't seem to change the screen at all. You've pressed a button a few times.
All right. Do any of you geniuses know how to work this thing? I asked to the room.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me try. 3 threats, or 3 failures and a threat.
Praz presses a different button, the one with the giant red exclamation mark on it, because that's probably the help section.
Seems legit.
And you hear alarms start blaring.
I may have just hit the self-destruct.
I shoot.
Wait, no, this could be good.
Han Solo this. Yeah, no, nothing's wrong here. How are you doing?
This seems bad. I don't think we should let this go.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Actually pulls her larger gun off of her back and just shoots the console. What the? We need to move.
Oh yeah. I shoot I'm gonna shoot the door handles, the door control consoles to 2 of the other doors.
Yep.
The one on the left and right, and then head to the middle one to try to open it. Just blam blam. Okay.
Yeah. You guys you make your way out into a second hallway. This seems to be an internal hallway. Your suits are still cycling, but again, this area is not the only area that's contaminated is the external hull on one side, where you breached the hole. And you start sneaking, start running, start looking in each room.
Moving at a brisk pace, checking out rooms as we go, trying to see if I can, so I'm mentally just basing my entire assumption on that was the wall. I want to get to the middle. And so trying to get us to the middle as quickly as possible.
make me a streetwise, whoever is leading.
I will do that.
Okay, difficulty of 3. This is not a simple layout, but it's not one of the most challenging or intentionally labyrinthine.
Sure, I click out so I don't have the setback dice still in there.
Yeah.
Well, blam! 3 successes, 3 threats.
All right. With 3 successes and 3 threats, you're looking for the center, and you think you maybe circle around it or pass it a few times before you make it sort of to an area where, because you've been here before, you're pretty sure that like the wall next to you is part of the central column of this building.
Okay.
Doesn't go as fast as you would like, and you're pretty sure you can hear the movement of probably guards, possibly more of the same things you fought outside or something else.
Okay, find a door. Is there a door that like opens up into the central column or into a room right attached to it?
The room you're in is basically as close as you can get. The central, you can see some paneling that would be like air ducts or something and potentially lead in, but as previously established, you guys are both a little too bulky for the air ducts.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially me.
What is the room that we're in currently, if not a hallway?
This room is mostly empty. There seems to be another storage room similar to the one you were in before. However, it lacks the crates that you saw previously. The walls are mostly bare. There's some scrape marks on the floor from where likely previous crates were moved out, potentially to a different part of the facility.
Okay, can I, just based on the circle that we've made, did I see anything that may have indicated elevator this way or anything like that?
You did not see a fire escape plan. You think that is both stupidly irresponsible and probably what they would do if they didn't want people escaping.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very irresponsible.
This place is
flooded.
Yeah. This place is just
aside
not up to
aside
OSHA
from
code.
getting into this inner chamber and climbing, you suspect there's a staircase somewhere, but you haven't been able to locate it.
All right.
That would definitely have guards.
Pop the lightsaber out, put it into the wall, and start cutting a hole.
All right.
And as I do that, I tell the others to blow the control panels on the doors so that they have a hard time getting in.
The minions, your sort of assistant guards, will do that because they have tinier guns that don't go bang every time.
Pew pew.
Yeah, they've got normal guns. They're not compensating for much. Anyway,
that was the designers.
We're moving back to Lux, and I swear, eventually, you guys will be in the same fucking place.
We're working on it.
Lux.
It's all good. So does a sudden burst of alarms distract the 2 dark troopers?
I helped.
We're helping.
You actually do sort of, as again, it takes this sort of overly long pause before they both sort of gesture towards the cells and start walking you to that direction. And as you're sort of making your way down this hallway back towards the crazy room with fucked up everything.
Yep, right now, I'm going along with them.
A sort of blast of sirens start going.
Do they seem to react to it? Like distracted?
One of them seems to turn, but keep the gun trained on Raven.
Okay. And it's the one that was trained on Raven, not the one that was
The one that's on Raven seems to turn, as though confirming for the 2 of them that there is no threat present in this space aside from the one that they have guns on.
Now or fucking never.
Or you could wait. I mean, there's that too.
What you doing?
I am. All right, I'll give this a shot. I am going to try to influence the one with the gun trained on me with simply a look out behind you.
Okay. Roll me your force roll.
Yep, it is a deception. It is a deception roll with first and yada yada yada. I am flipping that goddamn light side point.
That's why we didn't use it. Figured you could use it more.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. And it's contested, so it's standard 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's perfect. That's the one that I wanted too. Because we wanted fear to be the problem here. So that is 2 successes and a dark side point, which is 3 successes, I guess.
Yes, but you take strain for using it.
It's fine. Strain is, yeah. She is not on the light side at the moment.
Nope. And hey, transitions happen.
Yep.
Yeah, but taking the strain to sort of do something more negative and pushing out that energy, you sort of glance over, waving a hand, and the stormtroop, the one focused on you, does also seem to turn, and you're like, "Oh, great, it worked," and sort of are bracing for running, whatever your next move is.
It was going to be trying to grab the gun and shooting the other one. But yes,
you're preparing to sort of grab the gun as you notice that the head continues to turn far beyond where a human's would stop. You hear sort of cracking noises as it flings off.
What the fuck?
And looking back towards where Rave just turned away, you see him sort of like picking over the body and finding like essentially a large prison stick and using and picking it up to use as a walking cane. This one also seemingly, if not dismantled, significantly damaged from some undiscernible form of getting battered by the wall.
You found a Jedi.
Well,
I want to do unspeakable things to you right now, but we need to escape, and I'm looking for a weapon.
Yeah, both of these, let's see what they've got you might be able to use. Both of these have a plasma shell assault cannon, which has a damage of 10 and a critical of 2, is long range, and uses gunnery. And I'll put the other things that does.
Does it have cumbersome 4 means you have to have a brawn of 4 to wield it?
Yes, it does.
Shit. Well, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
For each point of brawn by which you are deficient, you increase the difficulty of all checks made with it by 1. So you can still use it and shoot it. It's just more difficult for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the point where I also point out I don't have the gunnery skill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not the person who shot the guns when we were trying to escape shit.
They both also seem to have long sticks. They're not necessarily useful for anything martial, but they would allow you to, instead of using your melee, use your melee instead of your brawl.
Which am I better at?
Also,
I'm actually better
Are
with
you better
brawl.
at punching things or
I'm
stabbing?
I'm better at throat punching, I think.
Okay.
You also wouldn't hurt your hands beating open security consoles.
It's fine. That is true. Security consoles. Well, I was kicking the security consoles open. I hurt my hand because I pulled out my fingernail to use it as a screwdriver.
Take the stick.
Nope.
It can't hurt.
Give him the stick. Don't give him the stick. Ooh.
No. All right. You now have one long prison stick. I don't know. Thing.
Like a truncheon.
Like a
Not
baton?
mechanically a truncheon.
It's a stick.
Also, it is a lot more hygienic if I shove this stick up somebody's ass.
I was just getting ready
So
to make
I'm gonna
that
say-
joke.
Of course.
I was gonna say you just found the stick they shove up every Imperial's ass.
And he sort of looks at you, and you're looking again at these sort of long scar. He's older, so his face is sort of weathered with age, but these sort of long, deep scars through his Leiku. Oh, we lost Cat. Let's see if that is going to end very soon. But yeah, and he looks to you. Well, suppose we are continuing on our way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go.
And
I think I think our friends are coming. Well, my friends. Let's go.
Okay.
At least we know we were going the right way because we were going the way that the troopers came from.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you start making your way down this hallway. Again, it's slow going with this with Raven's assistance.
That's fine. I'm helping him out. I am doing the over, carry if need be.
Yeah. No, he doesn't need that, especially because he now has a walking stick. It's just, that he cannot run, and you would be moving much faster if you were on your own.
Yeah. No,
But then again, this guy just decimated two reasonably threatening entities.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just continuing on and keeping my eye out for as we get further away from the prison cells.
Yep.
Ways to get into the computer systems.
Yep. Moving along, this seems like not only is this area prison cells, but much of this floor may be additional areas. You see more of the same sort of console followed by a row of cells as you're headed in what you assume must be some sort of central direction, or at least like it probably heads somewhere. Again, this is where the threat initially came from. You notice that weirdly the area is not overrun with people trying to stop you. It almost seems like there's very few people on this base.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. You continue moving.
Mm-hmm.
Moving back to Praz and Sen for another moment. You're making your way through into this sort of internal area. And
I'm gonna use one of the ventilation shafts as like a starting point, just so I have less material to cut through.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. And you can get through. These are internal walls. While they're designed to be sturdy and help hold up the building, they're not quite as resistant as the exterior, which was basically designed to keep toxic poison, space, and gunfire out.
Yeah.
Like, this is not designed to be able to take a hit from ship weapons. The exterior of the building is. So this is a much faster cut.
So there was people. You heard people coming down the hallway, or
Yeah,
that's what we're trying.
you can
I'll
hear the
keep an eye
thud
out
of. All right.
and just set up and aim down the hall.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a room with doors.
Well, yeah. If anything
If
opens
you're
the door,
outside,
no.
you got shut out when Sen shot the door.
When we we locked the doors. Yeah.
Yeah, no. If anything comes in, it's getting shot. A lot.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. However long it takes, once the opening is made, I'm gonna push through.
All right. And this is just a column. It goes down to the subfloor levels that you did not come in from, but like are here and seems to continue up the building. The area is basically sheer, but you are wide enough that you can probably clamber up without any sort of climbing gear, just by grabbing on both sides. But it is a long drop.
Does there seem to be any sort of like maintenance access points anywhere?
Yeah, there do seem to be. Again, more frequently there's these ventilation shafts like the one you cut through to get in here, but you can see what would probably be a story or two up, like a larger like maintenance hatch, essentially, like an actual door into this area. You can also see that just about as frequently as there are these maintenance hatches, there are what is likely a closing sort of ventilation guard.
Okay. Are they actively closing and opening?
Not currently, but they probably can close. So.
Okay, so looking down, where's the nearest maintenance hatch?
Looking downwards, about same.
Okay.
Floor and a half, story and a half.
I lean back out. Up or down?
I mean, if you're gonna bury somebody,
What
you
are
put
we
them
looking
down.
for?
Lux.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
would guess down.
Well,
There's down and there's up in this one.
in that case, I guess if we can't pinpoint Lux, we do know where their controls, we have an idea of where their controls might be for the weaponry.
We know where some of the guns are. Yeah,
And that's up, right?
that would be up.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can't make a slightly easier ladder for you guys. And what I want to do is basically force jump wall to wall, and then like use my lightsaber to score handholds as I go.
Okay. It's gonna be a little tricky, but you can certainly make the attempt.
Okay. I'm assuming it's gonna be an athletics roll.
Going to be an athletics roll.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you can lightsaber a wall without rolling.
Yeah.
But that's going to be an athletics difficulty 4.
All right.
That you are able to make because your force jump lets you move absurd amounts of distance.
Only short range.
Jump absurdly high for someone not force sensitive.
It's true. It's true. All right. Athletics roll, force roll, difficulty 4. Wablam! 2 successes and a threat.
Mm-hmm. All right. With 2 successes on a threat, you sort of are planning on like jumping from one wall to another, see Super Meat Boy, but you quickly realize that this area is a little bit wider than you are, so probably not the best strategy. So instead, you just sort of bolt from one thing you can use as a handhold to the next, carving into the walls at each juncture.
Yeah, just sort of making handholds for the people that can't do this.
And
And
how far up are you going? Are you trying to get to that next hatch?
To the next hatch, yeah.
Okay. Just about as you've made it to the next hatch, I'm going to need you to make a... let's make this another athletics roll. This one, I guess your force die is allocated, so this one would also include your force die. Difficulty of 3.
All right. I'm going to take 2 strain.
Okay.
I'm going to take 1 strain to make that 3 successes and 1 threat.
All right. With 3 successes, sort of as you carve one of the handholds, you sort of notice and quickly duck the slamming closed of one of these things, avoiding being bisected by it.
Can I dismantle it with lightsaber?
You don't necessarily need to. Almost as quickly as it's shut, it opens back up. You can't see any discernible detector, but it seems like these might, on some sort of long cycle or when in some sort of proximity is breached, try and chop some heads off.
Okay. Did it seem like it reacted to me getting close, or did it seem like, was there like a whirring sound before it shut?
Like I said, you don't.
Yeah, I will see if I can get through it without getting like if it starts to try to close again when I get close to it, I'll stop and wait for it to slam and then open and jump through it and see if it triggers again. And if it doesn't, I'll just climb up through it.
All right. Make me that athletics roll again.
All right. Difficulty 3 or 4?
3.
3. Okay. Blam! Wow!
Nicely done.
3 failures and an
3
advantage.
failures and an advantage. You sort of are just sort of like, let's see if putting my hand in and pulling my hand out really fast is the right solution. C critical roll for and you don't lose a hand quite.
I'm wearing armor.
I was gonna say you don't match Luke.
Luke is not the only person in Star Wars to lose a hand. It's quite
we don't
a
talk about the
popular
other
but you do lose some blood and some skin off your forearm as this thing sort of cuts. And when it slams and cuts, even though you're wearing good quality armor, it doesn't seem to have any trouble piercing that and taking off a little bit of chunk of your flesh.
Okay.
As you sort of pull your arm back as quickly as you can, you take 3 wounds.
And does my soak apply at all?
Any soak you do not receive from armor would apply, but I think all of your soak is currently from armor.
No, 3 of my soak is from brawn.
Okay.
So.
I stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. So I don't actually take any wounds, but
you don't take any wounds, but you can see that sort of scraping across.
Okay.
Definitely proximity.
Right. Lightsaber out and sort of doing my best to like use my feet to keep me up. I want to basically do that again, but hand and lightsaber as the blades come out to cut the blades themselves.
All right, you're going to have to make the check again because you are intentionally putting your hand close enough that this activates. Athletics, difficulty 3, and this time with the setback die because you're dual focusing.
Yes.
Which typically, like, the multitasking rules are really complicated. I'm just putting it as a setback die in this instance.
All right. I'll take the strain for 2 successes and a threat.
All right. With 2 successes, you manage to pull your hand away and jab the lightsaber up in where it is, creating a small sort of hole in the center before the blades recede again.
All right. Do I think it'll be safe to crawl through now?
It'll definitely be safer.
Safer. Okay. And is this before or after the maintenance? I'm assuming it's before the
This
maintenance.
is directly before. It seems like this is... You actually notice this from the base. It's about like a foot before the maintenance hole.
So, taking the time to score some handholds while I'm hanging here.
Yep.
I'm going to climb back down.
All right.
Stick my head back in the room.
See?
Well, we have maintenance entrances, a floor above and floor below. About a foot or so below the maintenance entrance is a bladed sphincter that wants to cut your head off.
Is that what happened to your arm?
I'm fine. I damaged the blade, so it's safer, but it's still going to be tricky getting up there. Be careful while climbing. We'll go up 1 floor and see if we can't find something useful up there, and if not, we have an exit at least.
Right.
And I will head up first, so.
Okay. Athletics, or I thought there was a more specific climbing skill, but I guess athletics will do.
No, it is athletics.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3 or 2?
Athletics difficulty 3.
Okay. 2 successes and an advantage. Now I'm rolling light side points.
All right. With 2 successes and an advantage, you manage to, using those handholds, and you also still get to force jump. So you're hopping pretty easily up. And now you're aiming to sort of make it through that cut thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to Batman through it.
Yeah.
I'll be last.
Well, yeah. Okay. So the others all have climbing gear, so they don't have to make the check because they were prepared to climb things.
They're not wearing...
While they're all climbing stuff, I'm situating the heavy blaster onto my back so that I don't have to clunk around with it in front of me while I'm trying to climb.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just move it on the harness, and then athletics, difficulty 3.
Athletics difficulty 3.
Do I need to make another one to get through the bladed sphincter of death?
Yep, it's still difficulty 4, but you get a boost. You get 2 boost die from your intervention, and it is less lethal now.
Okay. I blunted its fangs. I can't afford that level of strain, so 2 failures.
Okay. With 2 failures, you're used to this by now. So you stick your hand up, pull your hand back, and like one of the still jagged edges catches on you, running through the same area where you were wounded before. But you pulled your hand back in time, so again, it sort of reinforces that scrape, but no additional wounds at this time. And then sort of having gotten that timing back in, you manage to jolt before it has reset. So you're through to the maintenance hatch.
And I will try to open it so no one else has to get backed up behind me.
Yeah, you can open the maintenance hatch easily enough. You have a lightsaber if you fail to punch your way through it,
Yeah.
which you're not going to do. So, yeah.
And what do I find on the other side while the others are climbing?
On the other side, this is sort of the opposite of where that opposite side of the area from where you entered. You can see into a hallway, and actually you can see into a hallway that stretches forwards towards a T-junction where you can see just the tail end of several what you assume to be additional stormtroopers running down the hallway.
Right.
They don't seem to have heard you yet, but
So, staying very quiet, I'm just going to step out into the hallway, pull the blaster rifle out, and wait for those to catch up.
all right. Stealth roll.
Yep.
For my climb,
Yeah. Praz, with no successes or failures, but 3 advantages, you are in a little bit of a tighter spot than the rest of everyone, because not only are you slightly taller and broader, you are wearing a fair amount of armor and a fair amount of guns.
Yeah.
But you do manage to make it up, kind of screeching the entire way.
One failure, 2 advantages. Can I use those 2 advantages to reduce some of my strain? Because I feel like I'm about to get hit.
Yeah, you can use your advantages to reduce strain, sure.
Yeah.
At standard market value.
There's 1 for 1, yep.
And then I will climb through the sphincter when everybody else has.
Yeah, they manage it just fine. The one of them that had to roll has stupid agility and athletics. So you same check as Sen had to make difficulty for athletics.
I just realized that my climb check was 3 difficulty, but that's fine.
The climb check is 3.
Okay.
The pull is 4 with 2 boost die for the intervention.
All right. 3 successes and 2 advantages.
Not 4 boost die, 2 boost die.
I already get 2 for climbing.
Right.
For athletics.
You're done.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, Traz, you're not sure what issue anyone else had. You just sort of
I hold it
grab
shut.
the next
You guys, if
handhold
you just
up
stop
and
it before it gains
pull
momentum,
faster
it's a
than-
lot easier.
Yeah, well, that would scrape you still. So you just kind of do that thing. The one kid in gym class that can do the chin bar.
Oh, I hate that kid.
That was actually me.
I hate you.
You do
It's
the
not personal, but I despise you.
you do the Batman jump that I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Like the just...
Actually, no. It's fine if you can do the. Could you climb the rope?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck you. Fuck you both.
I have strong
They
back
stopped
muscles.
doing the rope the year before I was there because they realized the thing they were securing the rope to was not safe.
All right, fuck you too, because I had to try and climb the rope. I may have issues.
I have really strong back muscles, so
Anyways, I made it through the sphincter of maiming.
these are not for show.
And as you each make your way up, you hear Sen kind of clunk as we're faced with additional troops that have now heard you sneaking up in the facility. Alarms are blaring, guns are pointed in all directions as Praz climbs out, and that's where we're gonna take a break.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. Back.
All right, welcome back as we transition to Powder on the ship.
Goody. Let's see what shenanigans I'm getting up to.
Well, that is the question. Any shenanigans to get up to?
Well, we were moving the ship to a safe location. Did we do so without too much issue?
Well, that would be your piloting role, wouldn't it?
Oh, goody.
Piloting planetary, difficulty 1 for the role.
Okay.
As this isn't challenging navigation.
Please don't crash the ship.
Gonna try my darndest.
We worked very hard on this ship.
Darius is helping.
It's a very good ship.
Darius is helping. He is doing both the engineer and the co-pilot role at once, which technically is not allowed.
He's just
All
that.
right. Piloting planetary difficulty. Let me make sure. 1. Oh, here goes nothing. Oh,
Yay.
awesome. That would be 1 success and 3 advantage.
All right. Yeah, you managed to find another crevice that's just about big enough and maneuver to sit in here. You're at a little bit of a sloped angle, but the ship is reasonably sized enough that you can put it in. The wings are at a little bit of a...
It's a
You're
little
fine.
wonky, but we fit.
There's no paint job to scrape off.
Yeah, because we didn't fix that, so.
And beyond that, I'm going to need you to make me a stealth roll just to see how stealthily you manage to do this. That is difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3. Great. Stealth.
I'm gonna upgrade that.
Oh,
It's fine.
Do
If
you
you
want-
already rolled, I'll upgrade something else later.
okay. That would be 3 successes and 2 threat.
With 3 successes, yeah. It's not a quiet or tiny ship. But it's not the loudest, clankiest ship, and you do manage to not flash the headlights anywhere you shouldn't.
Yay.
As the ship resettles down, you can still see these proximity mines flashing sort of above where your ship is positioned, and the sort of overhang. You can also see out across to the small part of the Citadel Tower itself, where the external wall is vaguely visible from this angle.
Okay. At this point, I mean, we've got the ship back into a spot where hopefully no one will find us for a while.
Okay.
Just gonna kind of keep an eye out and just kind of try to keep quiet, I guess. Turn the ship
All right,
back off.
make me
all
a
that stuff.
vigilance check.
All right.
Ship
What's the
defense crew,
difficulty?
currently the best team going right now.
And difficulty 2, I'm upgrading that with a dark side point.
Okay. Vigilance. Hey, at least I have a rank in that. Huh. That would be 3 success and 3 threat.
All right. Your thinking sort of trails down to this boiling yellow acidic sulfuric liquid that makes up a good portion of the planet, but makes up the lake below you. You can see these small, strange soccer ball sized devices that you earlier determined are sort of recycling the sulfuric toxic stuff into the environment as a whole. You actually sort of see one of them open up into 2 halves, and both halves sort of start floating separately before reforming as two of these orbs, seemingly creating more. You actually see this happen a few times as you continue to watch these things seeming to essentially self-replicate.
Great. That's just lovely. So they're basically making the air even more toxic than it already was, or they're just trying to keep it at a level.
You can roll me a mechanics roll, difficulty 2.
Okay. That is a success and an advantage.
All right. You do notice that sort of over time the exterior of these does seem to start degrading, like while they are fine sitting in it, they're not entirely immune to the acidic effects. So it's possible that this is just how they manage to have a continuous flow of this stuff coughing up into the air, is that what's the word for the things where cells replicate that there's more than one? Meiosis?
Mitosis.
Yes, whichever one that is.
Okay.
Because I heard two answers. Yeah, it does the
Mitosis,
sort of cell replication thing.
Okay.
Basically to guard against that degrading. Your best guess, anyways.
Okay, so it's basically trying to keep up with what's already in the air.
The standard rate of degradation, and probably
Okay.
slowly grow over time, but not all at once.
Okay, well, at least it isn't making it worse. It's just trying to keep up with what's already there. Yeah, other than trying to figure out, trying to possibly, I don't want to say plan, because that's not exactly, but trying to think of how we will get out of here.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Is there anything specific you want to know in terms of getting out of here? Like what sort of trajectory you'd need to leave Atmo, or are you more thinking about ways that people might get to you?
Yeah, probably just especially since now we've moved from where we were, trying to figure out the easiest way to be able to pick up everyone and get out safely.
Make me I guess astrogation would be the most applicable skill.
Okay. What would the
Difficulty 2?
All right.
I'm flipping a dark side.
Oh, you want me to do it again?
Yeah, sorry. I'm flipping a dark side.
That's fine. Upgrade.
Sorry, you guys are doing well, so I'm trying to give the people who might die a chance.
Not a problem. I'm just quick on the draw when it comes to rolling.
Right.
That would be an advantage.
Okay, with an advantage, well, the easiest obvious option there are two places where ships can land. This sort of upper port here and the area around back here. Now, both of them have anti-aircraft guns, and they're both probably pretty damn secured and dangerous.
Yeah.
As you guys sort of noted flying in. But those would be the easiest places to drop by for a pickup.
Okay, but I can't see either of those places from where I'm at.
No, you can't quite see them. You can see sort of the beams of the lights on occasion. So you know roughly which direction you'd have to head. And once you were in open air, you'd be vulnerable, but you'd also be able to make your way there without too much trouble. Neither of these bases are hidden.
Okay. Oh boy. How long have they been gone at this point?
They've been gone a little over half an hour.
Okay. Okay. And I have... Which should I use, the jammer or the scrambler? I can't remember. It's been too long.
The jammer.
The jammer?
Scrambler doesn't work on income. Jammer stops people from finding your signals. Scrambler makes it harder for them to decipher your signals.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
And while the jammer is up, even though everyone's comms are off anyways, you would not be able to send a message out.
Right.
That's a reminder.
Okay, I'm trying to think, like, this is the time when I'd be like, let's roll a wisdom save and see how we'd deal with this. At this point, basically, Powder kind of is like trying to decide whether or not to turn off the jammer and like ping their comms. But like, I don't know if that would be...
if you're looking at checks, there isn't really... I have given you the information that you have, sort of, but in terms of checks you might be interested in making, there is discipline, which is sort of like self-centering yourself, focusing. Cool, which is keeping your calm. Tactical analysis, but also sort of like how well do you respond to an instant situation might be something you would want to roll.
Yeah, cool might be an idea.
Yeah.
All right. Would there be a difficulty on that?
That's up to you. Whatever you think is most helpful for letting yourself... Self-checks are determined by the person making them.
Yeah. Let's you know what? I'm actually going to give myself one difficulty on it, just because I'm not exactly in a situation I'm used to. Let's see what happens. All right, yeah, 2 successes and an advantage. Not bad. Okay. So now it's the... Okay, so I basically want to see if I can turn the jammer off for like the shortest amount of time possible, and just do like a ping of their comms to see if they're on. And if they're not on, to turn the jammer back on.
Sure. How tight you can make that's going to be computers, but you can definitely try and sort of like shut it off, get something out during that window, get the response back, and then like flash it back on as quickly as possible. There is still a chance you will be detected, but you can... But
at this point, I just want to see if
based on your computer's roll, it will be mitigated. So, difficulty 3 computers.
Okay. Are you upgrading before I roll this or no?
Actually, yes. Giving as many dark side points as possible over.
Yay!
Yay!
Difficulty 3 computers for...
We might live.
You're welcome, boys.
To put more of the mortal danger where Powder is.
There you go.
I'm sorry, that sounds awful.
2 success, 2 threat, and 2 triumph.
Okay.
Because excellent. I have 2 ranks in computers.
That is nearly what you needed.
Nearly what you
needed. Nearly, they say.
Oh, you are so close.
John?
Yes?
Sorry. Do either of the assault team have their comms on?
I had plans to turn it on in a moment, depending on what was about to happen.
All right. So because these things are happening basically concurrently, we're going to transition back to that fight. Okay.
Cool.
Fight to be.
Fight preemptively. Really quick, before shooting happens, is there a door on this hallway near to us?
Yeah, there's another door on the hallway, like basically halfway between where you and the troopers are, as they were headed down sort of at a T intersection from you.
And so are they? How many of them are there currently?
You can see one. You assume that it was following more.
All right. So, hitting my personal defense shield, turn it on. I sort of, with the gun drawn, try to start walking like I belong here.
Okay,
Because I look like I might be a bounty hunter or a mercenary, and I do have a Mandalorian mask, so maybe he'll be like, oh, new guy, I don't know.
Okay. Be very glad these aren't more robots, I guess. Make me
And I'm just climbing out of the
gonna
hatch
need this
like,
deception unless you've got something else.
Deception works.
You've also got several people behind you.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that he's as dumb as he looks.
Hoping he has stormtrooper level intelligence. Fair enough.
Unfortunately, he is as dumb as he looks. Or the good news is he is as dumb as he looks. The bad news is this guy is a dead ringer for Einstein.
He looks like a stormtrooper. Shut up. What difficulty is this ridiculous check going to be?
Okay, so I'm just going to read off what the skill levels are called for our listeners.
she wants out.
Sorry, that's the fear checks, that's later. That's after you get caught. 1 is easy, 2 is average, 3 is hard, 4 is daunting, 5 is formidable, and 5 and a destiny point is impossible. This is going to be a difficulty 5 check.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is when I show off my Han Solo sized testicles.
Yep.
I will cross all of my fingers.
We're all fine here. Everything's fine.
You don't need to spend a destiny point because there is the slightest chance this is feasible.
Right. Difficulty 5.
There you go.
But
Fingers
you might
crossed.
want to for
Deception.
success anyway.
I'm just gonna wing it. Let the Force be my
Okay.
guide.
That's a choice.
Only
not as
one
bad
failure
as
and
it
2
could have
threats.
That's
Still
not
a
nearly as bad
failure,
as
though.
It could have been.
It is only
Technically, it is.
failure, not a. They start shooting right. Well, they still might start. Never mind.
It's only one
That's
of them,
not
right?
nearly as bad as it could have been.
It's only, hopefully he's confused, like a deer in the headlights. Like, wait, enemy not firing. What?
You have not failed
guys-
so hard that
Are
Darth
you
Vader
familiar with the
preemptively
term
showed up.
hostile area, where unknowns are not treated as question marks; they are treated as exclamation marks?
I'm just
It's
hoping
the
I'm still in
aggro
that.
zone.
I'm hoping I'm still in that buffer prior to aggro, where like you've got their attention and there's like a little timer, like a little circle filling up. I'm hoping I'm still in that circle filling up moment.
The little eye that's open.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
waiting
it's just
for
like
it to close.
Yes. Well, if you were waiting for it to close, you'd be going back down.
I'm just trying to get as close to that door as I can while selling it. Nope, didn't do it.
Fortunately,
Please let
those
him
were
cry.
not necessarily
Stop.
checks opposing each other, but 3 successes was enough. There is a gun aimed at you. Halt!
Sorry, is this the lost and found? And I fire at him.
Okay. And we're gonna clear the initiative tracker because we've got a fight on our hands.
I'm assuming I do not happen to be close enough that I hear the sound of gunfire.
Unfortunately, you're a few layers up.
You do hear the quip through the Force, though.
Yeah.
Because of the way combat takes a while. If either of you want to roll into the initiative, you're allowed, but neither of you are necessarily close by.
You know
I'm
what? I'll
assuming that
do
when
it
I turn on the
just
thing,
for
I hear
shit
nothing.
Okay.
and giggles.
Well,
It's
Um,
vigilance, right?
assuming this is I'm assuming this is happening sort of while you're moving the ship. So
Oh yeah.
This is while Powder is contemplating.
okay,
Okay.
If that helps.
because I'm about to definitely turn on my comlink.
Um,
Okay. Let's see if the force is with you, so that I turn
Oh,
on.
I got you, Ed.
Turn off the jammer at the exact right moment.
I got us an initiative turn of nada.
You don't roll initiative
Yeah.
with difficulty.
Oh, that's right. That's
remember,
still nada.
turn off your difficulty for initiative. Now, neither of your NPCs are necessarily able to help you during this.
Holy shit, Prez!
But Praz is.
I'm
Damn,
just gonna
son.
keep that because even without the difficulty, it's still a nada.
Okay.
So for Praz, it's definitely vigilance. For me, is it cooler vigilance?
I don't think you're not expecting to be shot at.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, you are definitely tensing for this experience.
3-0. We got a 4-1 and a 3-0.
Hey, you know.
They got a 1.
They got a 1. So,
oh.
who do you want to take that first thing?
Can I?
Go for it. I'll use yours to climb out of the maintenance hatch because I'm still climbing out.
I want to go first and walk. I'm kidding.
All right.
There you go.
So, how close am I to that door?
Short range, so one sort of.
I would like to force leap to the door.
Okay.
and like fire while in motion.
Sure.
It's like, okay.
Yes, and sure.
We're gonna
Go
do
ahead.
this.
There is certainly no way that this can go poorly.
Difficulty 2. Wait, what?
On the condition that you have that facial expression and there's little speech bubble of Lux's commentary. But yes.
What range would I be in when I actually fire?
Short.
Short, so then I will have 1 difficulty because of no, short's gonna still be 2 because I'm not in close. Yeah, no, it's a heavy thing. That's right. Because I have a modifier that reduces the difficulty when I'm in close by 1, but not when I'm at short. Basically, my
not in this instance.
Yeah, my difficulty at close, short, and my difficulty at close, long, and extreme are all reduced by 1. Short is not affected. All right, so 2 difficulty. I need to look at a thing real quick before I roll, because I need to know what auto fire does for me.
Oh, I have that on my gun
While
as
you're
well.
doing that, I'll be right back.
Yep.
And while you're all doing that, I will also be right back.
All right.
I don't know what that does.
Auto fire. Attack with weapon on auto fire is generally less accurate. The attacker must increase difficulty by check by 1. The user may choose not to use the auto fire on a weapon. In this case, it does not trigger the quality, but also does not suffer the aforementioned penalty. If the attack hits, the attacker can trigger auto fire by spending 2 advantage. Auto fire can be triggered by multiple times. Each time the attacker triggers auto fire, it is an additional hit to the target. Each of these counts as an additional hit from that weapon, and each hit deals base damage plus. Oh, so auto fire basically lets you really fuck someone up.
Yeah.
All right. So every instance of auto fire triggered causes an additional hit, like an additional as if you
Yeah,
hit
it's like
them a second
basically
time.
an extra attack.
Yeah. You can trigger it before you
Mechanically,
fire.
it's sort of another bullet manages to
Yeah.
impact
You can-
from
you can-
the fast.
You can
shooting.
trigger it before you fire, or you can trigger it by you spending advantages. If you trigger it before you fire, it increases the difficulty by 1. If you trigger it with advantage, it doesn't increase difficulties. Okay, so I'm not going to trigger it before I fire, just because I want to actually hit him. Difficulty 2. Actually, I am going to trigger auto fire. I'm going to trigger auto fire, increasing my difficulty. I'm going to use a light side point to upgrade.
I'll use a dark side point to flip that right back at you.
All right. That's fine. And fire. 2 hits. So he takes
Yay!
22 points of damage.
Dang, son.
Because I got 1 extra
Let
hit,
me
which makes my damage 11, and it hits twice because of auto fire. 22.
Nice.
Yeah, you can focus on a single target or multiple.
I was focusing on 1 because there's only 1 visible.
Yep.
This dude just got fucked.
Yeah.
Nope. Let me see how much, if any, of that his armor resists.
Blam, blam. He's still standing.
really-
Fuck!
Yeah. 1 hit point. I still got 1.
Is not still standing. Instead, he... What am I gonna... falls backwards into 2 of his friends, taking out 3 of the 4 minions.
Sin lands by the door and is stunned that he was actually effective.
Yep.
Turns on his call.
Or... Wait, no, this encounter was 5. 3 of the 5 minions.
That's fine.
But still, that would make it the NPC slot turn, or no, that would make it Praz.
Another PC, yep.
Yep.
Praz, it's going to take you a maneuver to climb out of the maintenance hatch.
Yeah, I figured as much. I will still do that.
Yeah.
I'll climb out. Do I see the sprawled out troopers in front of me?
You see stupid dominoes that look like troopers, yes.
Yeah, I would like to just aim, probably miss, but still, and just they're in short range, so I'll increase the difficulty.
Yeah, they're short range.
And I will also do auto fire.
Yeah.
And I will. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna aim.
Okay.
I will shoot them. So.
Shoot.
Yep, 1 success.
So that's 32 damage.
32 points of damage. And I'll hit 2 of them if I can. Or does that just
they're considered a minion group, which is sort of not one thing and not 2 things, but
They're
yes,
like
if you're hitting
swarms.
one, you're hitting them both.
Okay.
Minions are a good mechanic, but they're a weird mechanic.
The other two come around the corner and just eat shit.
I mean,
What's going on here?
That 16 damage is accurate, correct?
Yes, that's.
All right.
I have the augmented spin barrel, which increases my damage,
Okay.
my base damage.
And so it's
Cool.
2 hits of
30.
16 damage. So.
Yep, 2 hits of 16.
Yeah.
This is the
And
really.
Praz makes the other ones matching dominoes.
Yep.
As 5 stormtroopers just sort of fall over. And
I look over at Praz. What the hell did we just do?
We won really easy this time. Sorry, my dog was whining.
I don't. I
Stop,
opened the door.
Just go. Don't question it. Let's hurry.
let's keep going before actually competent ones show up.
Yeah.
Tiara will add as
Yeah.
you all duck in the nearest door.
Yep. And turn on my comms.
Okay.
And try to ping the ship and see if Powder has turned the jammer off
with
yet.
2 triumphs at this point, basically both comms ping and receive each other. Powder, you receive a yes. Are you shutting this down as quickly as possible, or are you trying to send something?
No, if comms are on, then no, I won't shut it immediately down.
Powder, do you hear me?
Yes.
I need you to scan this facility and see where anything is.
Okay, give me a minute.
And then I'll try. I'll relay as best I can what floor we're on.
Yeah. Your second. I am. The floors are listed. Essentially, you can think of it as floors and negative basement floors.
Yeah, so we're on floor 2.
You're essentially on floor 2. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
What do I roll to scan the thing? I'm assuming computers.
Computers would probably be the best thing. Do you have any specific scanning equipment with the ship that I am not remembering?
It has basic sensors.
Okay. With basic ship sensors, computers, and the difficulty is going to be. I'll make it 3. However, be aware your number of successes will probably determine the amount of information you get.
All right. Are you upgrading me or no?
Not at this time now.
Okay. Difficulty 3, computers. That is 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay. With 2 successes and an advantage, most of this facility is pretty well shielded. Even from close range, your ship sensors cannot manage to get much more accurate life scans than that there are living things within the facility. It's too fuzzy and diffuse to be more specific than that. It seems like most of the facility is heavy materials, at least on the outside, designed to withstand ship weaponry.
Okay.
And probably also environmental hazards, which would make sense given they're coughing environmental hazards into the air.
Makes sense, yeah.
Is there anything specific that you are scanning for in addition to just like what you can get off of a scanner?
Can I tell the difference between organics and droids?
Droids would not be showing up on this. You do detect that the facility is using power, though that could be lights, that could be droids, that could be weapons. It probably is at least all 3 of those, if not other things.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't show up on a bioscanner.
True. Am I able to pick up organics? Like, am I able to know where people are or no?
Like I said, it's diffused. You are able to detect that there is living thing inside of there.
Okay, but not like
Probably more
exactly
than
where.
one, but
Okay.
not like a where or a what with any level of precision at this time. The sensors themselves are really designed more for what.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'll deal with that later. I'm sorry, there's emergency stuff going on just for our listeners' sake that I have mentioned to other people here before, but so everyone who's watching knows I don't just unprofessionally have my phone off. There's things going on.
Yeah.
I professionally have my phone on.
There you go.
There you go.
How dare you, says the person who is working in the process while we are doing this.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
ship scanners do a thing.
All right. Then yeah, I will relay the fact that I can tell that there are beings in the building.
Yep.
But not exactly where they are. Our scanner isn't equipped for that.
What room are we in, by the way? Like looking around.
Looking around, this room is also full of crates.
Okay. All right. See if you can find if you can find anything that would read as a more dense amount of power. Something that might be a command, like a central command room or anything like that, and point us to it. We can probably take down the shielding if we know where that is.
Okay.
Make me another computer's difficulty 4 as you're looking for something specific, but
Okay.
this one's going to be a little bit easier in the same way for you know what you're looking for. I am upgrading this.
Oh, goody. All right. Difficulty 4, upgrade computers. That would be 2 threat.
Okay. With 2 threats, the only thing you can detect that has a significantly higher level of power use to the state where your ship can detect it is on essentially the 8th level is essentially where this sort of platform for ship landing is. The 9th level has like a little overhang lookout bay. Possibly would work as a command center, but that's the only obvious additional drain of power use.
Okay. And that is in which direction from?
Up.
That'd be up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be here. If that on the map.
Okay.
And talk amongst yourself for a second. I actually have to take care of this. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, Powder will basically just say, well, all I can see is that you have to go up.
Well, up it is.
It's at least a few floors above you, somewhere maybe 8 or 9.
Okay.
So maybe 6 floors above you.
I mean, that's fine. We'll keep going up then. If you can from there using any of the electronic warfare stuff that we have, get into their systems and cause havoc. Try your best. Do so. I'm going to keep my comm on. Praz, turn yours on. They, as you can hear from the alarms, they know we're here, so we're just moving as fast as we can now.
Yes, we had to move the ship.
That's fine.
We're gonna
try to take out the anti-aircraft guns, so we're gonna need you to move the ship again after that's done.
Wonderful. We took out a monitoring drone.
That's fine.
So we had to move.
Good. You'll need that practice you developed with using the guns once we take out the anti-aircraft systems. And I cut the comms.
Okay. Beautiful. So, now I get to see if I can wreak havoc with their stuff. Set off alarms in other parts of the building. Stuff like that.
How are you doing that?
Well, hopefully Darius will help me. Basically just trying
Darius is able to provide the information that your group already has about what the ship's capabilities are.
Yeah.
I asked them to try to hack into the building systems and see if they can cause havoc.
I'm not really sure how to do that without like some sort of access port. Like I know how to. Obviously, I've never done it, but I sort of know how like jacking in somewhere and sort of breaking encryptions from there works. I'm not sure how to do it from a distance. You definitely need specialized equipment that we maybe have.
We have an electronic warfare suite.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that qualifies, but Darius would know.
Can you guys direct me to the page on electronic warfare suite?
Yeah. It is.
I needed to actually read all of the vehicle upgrade shit you guys bought. And I didn't.
You did get a lot of stuff.
It is on page 286. Mechanically, all it does is block all sensors within range, and it sends out a dense stream of white noise and junk data that fogs sensors and jams comms traffic within close range of broadcasting ship. I don't know if that can be used in other methods other than that, but that's a thing that we have.
That's the thing you use to make the ship go dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what that does. No, that itself, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'd need Lux. We can
Well,
try, I guess. Let's see.
Hopefully we will have Lux
He will.
in the next hour, maybe.
Well, so yeah, if it's designed to blind and deafen enemy comms, then that would mess with their comms too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could try and fly close and cause a blackout.
What do I
I
have?
think, though,
Anything?
we'd be in the fire of the guns if we did that.
Probably, yes.
That's not a good idea.
No. Okay.
I mean, I can probably... Lux did move her stuff onto the ship before. I feel weird going through her stuff. Like, she's not dead, but I think that might make her want to kill me if she isn't. She isn't. She isn't.
She isn't dead. Yeah. No, Powder will like put hands kind of hand on Darius and say, Lux is very much alive. I am sure of it. She will understand. Use what you can. And we're gonna
This would
see
actually
about.
be easier if I knew she was definitely. No, I do not want. Okay.
And we're gonna try to hack into their system somehow. Should I make a deception check? Because Powder has no idea if Lux is alive or not.
It is up to you. Whatever check you feel is most appropriate for trying to convince Darius to go through Lux's stuff.
I think it would be deception at this point.
What you do is you call Sen.
Yeah.
No, because Powder
keeping
doesn't
in
know how
mind
the
this
Force
is
works.
opposed by DC's set previously by Lux's interactions with Darius.
Yeah.
So make me a difficulty 2 deception check.
All right. Here goes nothing. Oh, 2 successes and a threat.
2 successes and a threat. He'll.
Because I have 2 ranks in deception.
She's going to kill me. Okay. Let's try this. And
if she kills you, I will bring you back.
It's not reassuring. That just means she can do it again. No, you know what? I'd prefer to get her back alive than for her to still like me.
Aww.
Wise words. Let us do this.
And Darius will sort of manage to pull out Lux's stuff. It will take some time, but you guys get essentially the slicing equipment that Lux has put on the ship, which is decently good and decently secured. And just for efficiency's sake, get it up and running to the point where it can be used.
Beautiful.
I feel bad enough for pulling this out at all. If you're gonna be the one to...
I will take the blame, yes.
Yeah. And he will quickly make his way to a different part of the ship.
Oh, poor intern. Yeah, as soon as the stuff is up and running, gonna try to hack into their system and set off like alarms at the other side of the complex or something.
All right. Computers difficulty 4 with a setback die for things being encrypted.
Setback die.
Black squares.
The black one.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Not
And this just shows that I think you guys are going to need them more. I am not flipping a light side point.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, let's put some of the lethal danger where Powder is instead.
Yep, that would be 3 failures and an advantage.
So, Powder, you get halfway into trying to access the system before all of the alerts and safeguards that Lux has put on this thing start blaring, no, turn back, go away, go away.
But it's on the internal side, it's on the Lux side, not the building side?
At this point, it seems to be on the Lux side. You can choose to proceed anyways if you would like.
If it's on the Lux side, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But at this point, something in the internal cross checks or whatever seems to have gone wrong.
Okay, can I...
While you were trying to...
I know that you don't normally like us to redo the same roll, but can I, like, take time to see if I can figure out what I did wrong and do it again?
The options I'm giving you in this instance, sorry if this wasn't clear, is you can choose to push forward, understanding that something has gone wrong and there are notifications telling you turn back.
Right.
Which would be another computer's roll. Or you can choose to abandon this, try and find a different way to go about it.
Well, I don't want to abandon it because I want to try and help Sun and Prez find Lux. It could happen, right? We lose our GM for a second. Let's see.
Well, the worst that could happen is they find the ship and blow it up.
Yeah, well, you know.
That's the worst that could happen.
That is indeed the worst that could happen. Fuck. Oh.
Nah, worse.
This game is so much harder than D&D.
If you need some time, we can transition to Lux real quick. Jeremy, you're muted. Sorry.
Give me a few minutes.
Yes, I am. That was intentional. No, it was. Well, it was, but it wasn't intentional at that moment.
So we are transitioning back to Lux just to give that scene situation some time to breathe.
Cool.
Yes, please and thank you.
So you continue. You actually eventually make it to a staircase.
Okay.
That seems to head downwards.
Staircases.
You haven't seen any other guards coming through here yet, though. Again, basically at every intersection there is a blaring alarm with red flashing lights.
Okay. And still nowhere that I found a terminal I can get into to figure out whether it's
not
just
on
us
this
or
layer.
Okay.
Again, you kind of suspect that this might be.
It's a security thing. Yeah. So yeah. Once we hit the stairs, she looks over at Raven and is like, "All right, just keep an eye out. I'll take point."
Very well.
And I start walking down.
Okay.
Carefully, but not exactly slowly.
All right. Let's make this a vigilance just to.
Oh, good.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm so good at vigilance. I'm not. So many tabs on this character sheet.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
I am apologizing for a thing that I have actively zero control over.
That's a whole lot of shit. That's 2 failures.
You're moving down. And
how many advantages does it take to get rid of strain? Is it 2?
1 per.
1 for 1.
All right, there goes the strain. I'm gonna need all I've got. I'm getting my second, my 15th wind.
Lux, you walk down and you walk right past what, as you sort of have already passed through its lens, you notice, oh, that's a security camera. That's probably being actively monitored by someone. Crap.
I look up. Well, it's not like they don't know there's been a break at this point. I look up at it. You can either run or you can be a man and come here and let me kill you. And then I'm smashing the camera.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. You can either run or eat my ass. Bam.
And keep walking. Yeah, no, my trying to be careful has nothing to do with the security. It has to do with what might be coming around the corner at any particular moment.
Yep. And as you reach the next hallways after making your declaration to the shadowy men behind the cameras, you find that they are electrified. There's sort of an L of hallways that come out from the base of this stairwell, both of which currently have electric current sort of hopping through them, sort of from one panel to the next.
Through the hallways?
Yep.
All right.
It seems that the plates like sort of have a current that sort of cycles through them.
I hate these people so much. Here, Raven, hold on to this for a second as I start looking for an access panel to rip open.
You used the stick to rip open the access panel.
Have you ever tried to use a stick to pry open an access panel? There's about that much space in between in the gap. The stick is probably like that thick.
You use the bludgeoning thing to beat it into a concave shape, which loosens the edge.
This conversation is happening in character, I trust.
Yes. This is all happening in
Somehow.
Lux's fractured mind.
Yes. No. It's more satisfying to kick the thing open.
Okay.
But yes, look for an access panel.
Okay.
Let's see what I can short out.
Make. All right. You can find sort of a small panel at the beginning of the hallway. You don't think it's the controls for this, but it is sure an access panel.
I don't need the controls. I just need something that I can get into to cause a power outage.
That's fair.
Homemade EMP. Try it
I
at
look
home.
back at Raven. Can you do the yanking shit left and right thing?
I prefer to conserve my energy, but what? Are you pointing at something specific?
I need this panel open, and I can kick it open.
Okay.
But it would be...
It flies past your head.
Ah!
You barely see a finger flick. I seem to be out of practice. Not quite the amount of control I'm used to.
You're terrifying, and I like that. Just keep an eye out as I go in and start monkey wrenching.
Okay.
He's not Starkiller, because if it was Starkiller, it would just crushed the door until it was usable.
He's not Starkiller.
It's true.
What about this character makes him sound like Starkiller?
I'm assuming that,
I don't even know who Starkiller is, but I like this NPC
Star
so
Wars:
much.
The Force Unleashed. A mechanics role, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's computers, I would be
Difficulty
happy.
of 3 to cause an outage.
Oh, look. We have lots of light side points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need that. Because mechanics is not my specialty. I'm not terrible at it, though. Okay, and... Hey, there's a success.
Yay!
All right. With the success and 2 threats, you sort of take the wires and jab them together, and you can create an outage. It's a short one, but you can definitely use this panel to create temporary outages.
All right. Is it long enough to get through that hallway?
Probably for you, definitely not for the slowly moving old man.
If I keep it together long enough, like physically stay there, keeping it together, can he get through and then do it again for a really quickly
That would
enough?
probably be how you have to go about it.
Okay, that's fine. Go.
He will go, and it is like testing your patience because he is not going. He is just sort of idly strolling.
It's okay. I can be
with
somewhat
the limp.
I can be somewhat patient with this asshole. He's badass and he frightens me in the best possible ways. Take that however you want to mean it.
I'm taking that as I should look at that cheat sheet for the fear rolls and see if any of those are applicable in this instance. No, I'm kidding. Not yet. He hasn't turned his powers on you.
That's true. I mean, this is ultimately, assuming that we all get out of here, this then becomes Sen's problem.
You say as if you don't have a connection to the Force, and therefore it is also your problem.
I have a connection to a Force, but yeah, I'll take it and leave it. He's gonna go do his own evil shit elsewhere. It's fine.
It's not like you guys haven't left a trail of dark Jedi and dangerous Force users that you didn't feel like dealing with throughout the galaxy already.
Not throughout the galaxy, one spot.
Once he's done, once he's through, I will rewrap it, whatever, and then.
All right, you're gonna have to rush. In this case, is going to be a. Thank you, Darius, for being my cheat sheet. Athletic. Yeah, running in this case is athletics.
Okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty is 2, but keep in mind failure would be pretty. Ow.
I know, another destiny point. Because my athletics is 2. And that's only because I have 2 dice, and that's only because of my agility. Or whatever athletics is problem. Yeah. That's less good. That's somewhat less good.
So that not any successes or failures, but that is 2 threats. So you sort of time it. 3, 2, 1, bolt. And you sort of have to drop the wires to get through. You aren't able to hold. You're not able to get them to stay together the way you need to. So you just sort of have to rush through. Sort of pushing at. You can feel the electricity surge and whisk right behind your head, and as you manage to get to the end of the hall where this current stops. But you do take 1 strain for
it's a good thing
essentially for the additional exertion, as you can feel sort of this burn in your knees.
It's the good pain.
That was the strain from doing 3 maneuvers in a round.
Yeah, essentially.
Run. Fuck.
All right.
Also, don't blame me. All of these things are from canon sources.
No. This is perfect.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like we're probably almost out of the prison complex side part, at least. Because usually you don't put the electrified floor in the that's usually the barrier between the prison side and the non-prison side. You don't put that randomly in the
Yep. And you sort of look around. You can see more. You can see more of this same hall stretching in front of you. It seems what the electrified floor plating, if it's on this part, it's not currently activated, and you can see more security cameras lining the halls.
Does this area have a different aesthetic to it?
Barely. It's definitely not quite as barren as the prison complex side. You suspect you can see at sort of the end of this hallway a more traditional sort of wall console next to one of the rooms. But like, honestly, this entire place is built to
I know.
break the souls of Jedi, so it's not colorful and bright.
So she just starts walking towards that console, finger up to the security cameras.
Okay.
Because she's going to escape flipping them off the whole way, or she's going down defiantly.
And
get to the console, assuming that I get there and I don't get electrified.
Yeah, you make it to the console. You can actually hear the sound of troopers closing in. And Raven will look at you. That trick will not necessarily work again.
No, I get it. Let me give me a second. Just keep an eye out. Let me know if you see any of them approach as I start poking my way through this.
All right.
Console.
Computers check. This one's going to be difficulty 3, but again, you've got a setback die for not having the appropriate equipment.
Okay. 3 is not terrible. Let me check and make sure that I don't have anything. Oh, didn't have setback dice for those enemies. Nope. Okay. And 2 successes, a triumph, and a threat.
Tension.
I'm so happy that this is going well.
Well is not the term I'd use.
It is going adequately.
It's going.
It's not going badly.
Going is the term I would use.
Yeah, it's going. It's not going as badly as it could be. It is definitely going.
Yep.
So with 2 successes,
and it is worth mentioning, because I most of the time this doesn't come up. So just as a reminder, since this is time sensitive stuff, I do stuff 25% faster than a typical roll.
Right. Good to know. Yeah. You're looking through. You don't necessarily get a complex blueprint, but you can see you can actually tap into basic communications, sort of the things that are going out to everywhere. Mostly they're trying to converge on your location and another location in the building right now.
Okay. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from the door that's directly in front of me?
Not currently, but they are coming. You can hear this. Stormtroopers are not quiet, subtle, or
right.
smart.
Uh-huh.
They're coming, basically, aside from the hallway you came down with the electrified areas, they're coming from all possible directions. So in front of you and to the other side, sort of.
Left, right, and center.
So I don't have a blueprint, but I have a super basic layout, essentially. Is what you said, or did I get that wrong?
So you don't have a blueprint. You do have access to basic communications,
Okay.
System-wide alerts.
I don't have
the
security
controls
access
to this specific room. Unfortunately, it's hard.
That's fine.
Every console seems to be like locked to a certain maximum security clearance that can get here. It can get to. Essentially, like, this terminal does not have admin privileges and cannot be overridden to have admin privileges.
All right, I will try.
But it's got a lot more clearance than the prison one. Is there anything else specifically you were looking for?
No, that's sort of it right now. She's not quite in enough of a frame of mind.
But you can definitely determine that center and down would be where you'd need to go to get from the coordinates that they're talking about for where you are, like 72A32 or whatever Star Wars uses for map layout, for building layouts, and then like a more central number downstairs.
Okay, I'm going to try. This is a shot in the dark, but I'm going to try it. I am going to try to essentially create an alert notifying central of a large assault team at somewhere that is far from where we are and where this other place is. I'm trying to get them to divert resources.
Sure.
Because it is not inconceivable that with all this shit going on, that somehow it all happens to be working because there is another assault force involved. It's the only rational explanation, let's be honest.
Go ahead, throw two more.
Cue relevant Ezra Bridger clip for those of you who watch Rebels. Make me computers. Again, this is going to be difficulty 3 with the setback. It's going to be the same difficulty.
All right. Flipping a light side point. Make sure I'm totally clicked out. Damn it!
Okay. You're able to send it off. You're not entirely sure if you were successful in making it seem like it came from a different part of the building.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I don't know the facility that well, so I can't.
You're hoping that it doesn't look like the terminal right where they think the threat is says there's something somewhere else.
Or more to the point of they're attacking the maintenance closet. There's a major assault force.
Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
And at that point, I am going to try to lock every door in this room area.
Okay.
Except for the one directly in front. So if there's anybody coming from the sides.
That's going to be only difficulty 2 with the setback die, but it is going to be an additional roll.
Okay. Just in case if there's anybody coming from the sides, they will be locked out and slowed down.
Okay.
Lock.
Yeah.
And I'm opening up the door directly.
All of the doors slam shut with these. Keep in mind, these are the hallway doors, so they're blast doors.
Yep.
You can hear the screeching sound of someone who was in the middle of that when it closed.
Ow!
She just snarks, just starts laughing. She's
All
at
right.
the edge of sanity at the moment, and she walks through the door that she opened.
Okay.
We are going forward, and we are going down because apparently that is where freedom is.
Okay. You're going forward and down. Fortunately, this is another staircase, and this staircase does have a down.
Sweet. Let's be honest. If it was an elevator, she probably would have just gone whee.
Open elevator shaft. Lux is like, okay, great, zip line.
I'm Sen, right? Jump. Wait.
And Powder, we're going to return to you because
Okay.
everything relies on this.
Beautiful.
No pressure, Cat.
No
But
pressure.
the
Yeah.
survival of our
Just
character
all the
and
pressure.
the fate of the game relies on what you do at this moment.
No pressure.
Though, if you
Powder
fuck
takes
up
off and
really
leaves you all
badly,
behind.
you might bring everyone where you are. And that might save everyone else. I'm kidding. Don't do
Yeah,
that. I'm sorry.
No, not so
I
much.
hope that doesn't happen.
Not so much. No, Powder has realized that the bells and whistles are going off because Lux's alarms are going nuts, and has learned enough to know that that probably means that if they try to do anything, that either the ship's computers are going to get screwed, or the ship itself will just cease to move, and so they're not going to press their luck.
Okay.
But instead, basically called Darius back to be like, okay, unhook all of this, put it back where you got it.
We're definitely going to have to tell her we use this. There's no way she's going
She
to.
will know. There is no way she will not know that her stuff has been moved.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more the idea is to put it back so that it does not get lost or damaged at this point.
Yes. I can do that. And
Good.
he will start moving to essentially
Put stuff
make
back.
sure everything's back in. Leave the park the way you found it, I guess.
Yeah, basically. And then just gonna try and see about if there's any other place that is a possibility that we might have to move the ship.
Mhm.
So that we can actually see what's happening if they come back out the same way they went in, or if we can find a different spot. Not actually moving at that moment because don't want to rock that boat, but like trying to figure out if there's any way, any place to be that would be a better spot than where we are currently.
Sure. Make me computers difficulty. This one's going to be difficulty 3. To try and figure that out.
Okay. You upgrading me or no?
Not at this time.
Okay.
You guys have plenty of light side.
We have one light side.
I'm kidding. No,
Okay.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
upgrading this because
I
it's
should
not
adjust
nefarious.
these. I kept forgetting to adjust the Destiny pool. It's now correct.
All right. Okay, so difficulty 3 computers. Right?
Yep.
Oh, that would be a failure, an advantage, and a triumph.
Yep. With what I recently learned was corrected on, Roll20 does include the successes from the triumph in the counteraction math. So that is accurately a success, an advantage, and a triumph. Because a triumph sort of also acts as a success and also acts as a failure. It's a little, or also acts as a success and an advantage, but that's being calculated. It's behind the scenes now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, all right.
With a failure, an advantage, and a triumph, you're pretty sure you could move, and you can identify a few spots. This spot and any other spot are basically equally vulnerable at this point. You can identify one spot that would be closer for essentially a steep climb up if you were going to either of the major landing platforms, which does seem to be like where you'd have to make a stop off. Unless Sen cuts out a side of the building and you just have them drop, which technically
is a possibility, you know.
You can find one, but it has a little bit less cover, meaning it's more likely potentially you could be discovered. And if you are discovered, you're in the range of more of their stuff more immediately.
Okay, then we're not going to move there, but it's good to know that it is there. If we need to do that at a later time,
the expense of danger.
Yeah, we're going to keep the ship safe because if anything happens to the ship, we're all screwed anyway. So
keep Summer
keeping the
safe.
Okay. I'm sure that's a reference to something that I do not understand.
I think one of us got it.
All of us got it except Kat.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a reference.
Okay.
So, you're gonna report that back?
Yeah. Do a quick ping to send just to make sure all is good. Like more of a "Are you there and can you talk?" kind of ping.
I don't know what's happened in the time since we last talked, so I don't know how to answer that question.
Yep.
Okay. So let's find out.
Yeah.
Sen and Pratt.
Let's find out.
All right. So we need to head up. Probably should find some stairs so we don't have to deal with the bladed sphincters again. We're in a box room. I'm gonna poke my head out the door and see what's happening outside in the hallway.
You still just see the corpses as it's only been like half a minute, but you suspect that the dead troopers will attract more. They're kind of like,
So, assuming that they were heading towards the stairs, let's go that way and grab their guns, boys. They're a little bit better than your blasters.
All right. Guns will be grabbed. Thanks for making more work for me.
So I'll head out. I'll lead the way. Basically, heading around the corner where they were going. Unless you had another suggestion, Press.
No, I was gonna just try to do a discipline check to regain some strain while we're figuring out what we're doing next.
Oh yeah. Could I have done that as well?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm forgetting if there's a difficulty to it or.
I think the difficulty you can check, but I think the difficulty is determined by
check.
Yeah.
So
Discipline
one difficulty.
Cool. Yep.
So one difficulty discipline. All right.
Actually, simple. No, simple is nothing. Easy is 1.
Oh, okay. So 0.
Average is 2.
Got it.
I was gonna say.
Okay. Blam!
I don't use the keywords because I don't personally find them all that helpful, but I probably should say them when I give you the difficulty. I'll try and work on that.
So I recover 3, you recover 6.
I had 6, so that's spectacular.
I had 5. So
and Praz, just as a reminder, because it's been a few weeks, you are still at that you can't heal quite as much threshold.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I still have 3 wounds.
Yep.
Before we leave the room, do a quick check. Who looks worse or where?
Pretty certain
The only person who's actually injured is Sen.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I never got hit.
Strain, yes.
I took strain. But I never actually got hit.
Oh, that's right. You reflected the bolts that hit you.
And then I also took brawn from my brawn protected me from blades.
Yep.
Your hirelings are still alive, and honestly, with the level of weaponry we're talking about, alive and dead are states of being. There is no injured.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
When guns do twice your health and damage.
all right. I deactivate my deflector shield. To save energy. No, it's fine.
Yeah. Let's go up the stairs.
All right, let's head. So around the corner that they were going towards, assuming that they were heading heading towards stairs.
Yeah, not an unfair assumption. You sort of continued running along the stairs. Question: did you leave your comm on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm bringing up the rear.
I left my comm on because I figured, well, may as well be able to be contacted if it's necessary at this point.
All right. So, yeah, you continue sort of heading up the stairs. You head up a set of stairs. As you reach the top of those stairs, or turn the staircase to reach the top part of the stairs, you can see, you don't know if you've been seen yet, two of those, again, larger droid stormtroopers that you recognize from before.
Are they standing still or moving?
They seem to be still. They seem to be stationed at the staircase.
I hold a hand out to stop everybody. I hold a hand out to stop everybody.
And that's when I ruin your stealth.
I reach down and turn my comm link off if it hasn't been contacted yet.
Hasn't yet been contacted.
Yeah. And I'll look over at Praz and motion down to make sure that his comm link is off. All right.
Got it.
Because we know that there are people that can contact us that don't know where we're at.
You're genre savvy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
How much did we only go up one floor, or have we not even gotten up one floor yet?
There is a landing in between. You overlooked it because it didn't seem like there was anything there. You were trying to head up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is another landing before the one that's guarded.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is, are they at the next floor, or are we at the next floor from where we came up?
You're about, so they're on level 4. You're about halfway between level 3 and level 4.
Okay, that works. Is it I'm assuming it's an enclosed stair. It's an enclosed stairway, not a stairwell.
It's one of those enclosed stairwells with the 90-degree bend in the middle of it.
Is there any way we could get up the stairs to the next level without having to go through that plateau?
You just have to stand directly behind them and not get seen.
Aha.
But their backs are technically turned, and they are droids, so they're looking, as far as you can tell, directly ahead.
So
You'd have to be very quiet.
I look back at Praz. I then look back at them. I motion for Praz to come up.
I will, as quietly as possible, come up the stairs next to him.
I point at the two. And I shrug. And then, motion explosives.
I pull off the thermal detonator.
I usher our hirelings back down to the last plateau.
Okay. Including the only person in the group that can sneak.
Well, Praz can't sneak.
Yeah.
So we're not going to try to sneak.
Okay. So you're throwing a thermal detonator.
I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting till they're far enough away.
But
down
that is the
stairs.
plan, yes.
Yeah.
Let's just blow
Let
them
me
up.
check the
How could
stats
this
for a
possibly
thermal
go wrong?
detonator, because far enough away might be an interesting term.
It's blast 8. Whatever that means. Let me...
Whatever that...
Yeah. Because
So
No,
Blast.
I just blast 8 is a lot.
blast, a weapon has a large spread or explosive blast or similar area effect like detonation of a grenade. If the attack is successful and blast activates, each character engaged with the original target suffers wounds equal to the weapon's blast radius. So basically, it suffers wound. Anybody that is at the engaged range takes 8 damage as well as the target, plus an additional wound per success as usual. So basically, the target will take the full thermal detonator damage, and then the one right next to him, that being the other one, will take 8 plus wounds or plus successes.
Okay. Sure. There is a roll for throwing that.
yeah, it's ranged light, but so does the staircase spirals or is it pretty straight?
The staircase is flat. It's
Blocky.
Oh,
it's 90-degree angles.
okay. So how far from the bottom landing to the top is it? Is that short or is that medium?
That's going to be medium.
That's fine. I can throw grenades medium distance
And I will post
as a
up.
commando.
I'm going to like put my back against the turn of the turn of the stairwell,
Okay.
so that I have a little cover and aim my blaster.
Sure.
To take out anything to shoot at anything that survives the explosion.
It is strong arm. Treat thrown weapons as if they had one greater range.
Cool.
Yep.
Medium range on light weapons is 3 difficulty.
Okay, 1 second. 3 difficulty.
Yep.
Here we go.
Come on, 15 successes.
Blam! 1 failure. What? All right, that worked. That happened.
What happens on a failure?
So what is the failure rules for grenades? Because I legitimately just don't use those
I
very often.
think they just don't go off.
Let me check.
That's very wishful thinking. It may be true, but
Well, because blast is an activated thing, which means that it has to hit to go off.
The only thing, yeah, the only.
Yeah, so
Thermal detonators can be set to detonate on impact or set with a timer up to 3 rounds after being activated. Doesn't say anything for failures. Only despairs cause it to prematurely
despairs
explode.
are. I knew there was something for preemptive. I thought it was threats, but despairs.
No.
Maybe it goes off early.
that's despairs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a despair.
So you chuck a thermal detonator, and you wait, and it doesn't explode. But they definitely noticed that a thermal detonator was thrown next to them.
Did it land next to them?
It did land next to them, but we're gonna make you roll initiative for that.
Do I hear this?
Well, I don't know
You're
yet.
about to.
You'll see.
Yeah, you're about
You'll
to.
hear clank, clank, clank. But you may hear the ensuing explosion.
You may hear the
So,
special forces.
Lux, you may want to roll into this initiative.
I will roll into this.
Do you want to clear the turn order first, or?
Yes, I do want to clear the turn order.
And we are
I'm gonna go
definitely
ahead.
prepared. So cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
was gonna
y'all
say,
going
are.
to be unprepared for Lux, prepared for both of you, and unprepared for them.
I was expecting the grenade to go off.
Doesn't work that way.
You were
Yeah,
expected to be the initiator of combat. That doesn't
Yep.
count. Oh, wait. No, I need to redo the NPC one because they don't have a difficulty.
I got an O2, but I didn't have my character sheet clicked on, I don't think, so it didn't pop in.
Uh,
Well,
That's
you-
fine. We can edit, change
Yep.
things in the...
That's
That's
Wow.
an attack.
that was
Like
quick.
that.
A snap to fire.
Oh, wait. No, that's a missile tube.
Yep. Yep.
That is the wrong button.
I was really
Inexplicably-
excited to use the missile tube. Sorry.
Inexplicably, Lux decides not to get involved in this fight for some reason.
Well, considering that they got a 2-0.
I got a 0.
You don't have to get involved. I'm just saying roll so we know if you hear the
Yes, I did.
explosion.
I rolled an 02. I
Okay.
just didn't have my
Did you roll the
character sheet.
skill or did you roll the initiative?
I rolled initiative.
No. For
I rolled
for
the skill.
Jeremy. Yeah,
Oh,
there's in
Can
the combat
someone,
page. It's
one
the
of the
initiative
player
roll.
characters, roll another initiative
Oh, that's
so I
right.
can
Okay,
add it?
let me. Here, I got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I rolled the exact same thing.
There you go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. 02.
Then I don't have to change anything. Just
Oh,
the
good.
part-
The missile tube is firing first.
If that's what
Yeah.
they use.
I think if you have a missile tube,
someone just
you
threw a
have.
little detonator at them.
I think.
Also, I just realized these are not minions. They are
Oh, good.
so they each get their own initiative, I think. Wait, let me
As
check.
far as
Yeah, no, they're
concerned, I
rivals.
just threw a rock.
They are not that stupid.
Just,
They have
just
decent combat.
out of curiosity, and I'm assuming the answer is no, but I want to check anyways. 'Cause if I don't ask, I'll never know. I was preparing to shoot when the thermal detonator went off, and when I would have been prepared to shoot the thermal detonator if it didn't go off. So I don't know if that matters at all, but
This is gauging reaction time.
Okay.
What I'm going to say for that is I am counting that as okay. For some reason, 00 goes before 02, and I don't think that's right.
no, it's not.
So I'm moving one of the PC slots down. I'm going to take that as you have to take the first of the player character initiative slots.
Okay.
But
Fire away.
yeah. So they both get initiative, which means that the first one is going to use their. They don't necessarily get a maneuver, but they get an action. Use their action to deactivate the thermal detonator.
Oh, that's fine.
Collect and remove the incredibly dangerous object. And just put it in some stomach storage or something.
Love a good stomach storage.
I don't know. Like, they clearly can carry stuff, but look at
I
this
assume they would have it on their
design and
belts.
tell me where the Liefeld pockets actually go.
I would assume it'd be on like a belt or on its back.
Yeah, maybe there's a belt in there. That really just looks like more weird muscle. This character art is stupid.
It is.
I'd say, where is this character art?
It's the dark. Just look up Google Dark Soldier or Dark Trooper.
Dark Trooper.
Dark Trooper.
Dark Soldier's probably going to come up with a lot of things that are
Yeah.
not necessarily Star Wars related.
Oh yeah, those are goofy looking, aren't they?
All right. So that was their initiative slot that they used.
That was their first initiative slot. It's your turn.
Can I see the thermal detonator to shoot it, or
No, it
can
is
I
a weapon.
shoot it before they? Okay, so they put it away before I can shoot it.
Yep. That's what the role.
All right.
That's
It's
cool.
fine.
That just
It's
means
fine.
We get to use it later.
Just make your kill all Imperials roll.
What range are we currently at?
We're currently at medium.
Okay, so
I'm checking the rules on a missile tube.
range bands. Are there missile tubes visible?
Yes. On their backs. But yes.
Are they?
Don't
Uh-oh.
think those are not hideable.
Have they turned fully to face us yet?
Uh-oh.
Yes, they've turned to face you.
I don't know, because they bent down to pick
Yeah.
up the thermal detonator first. Is there any way I can hit the missile tubes? Is what I'm asking.
You can. It's going to be at an increased difficulty beyond what it would otherwise be, and you can only aim for one of them.
That's fine. I'm aiming for one of their missile tubes.
Okay.
The one that didn't pick up. Actually, no, the one that picked up the thermal detonator, because hopefully the missile tube blowing up will blow the thermal detonator and they'll both die.
Okay. Roll me with an additional 2 setback die.
All right.
Beyond what medium range would typically give you, and I'm upgrading this with a dark side point because I want to see it go horribly, horribly
That's
wrong.
fine.
What if it does just for them?
And they have 1 point of adversary. Sorry. They have 1 point of adversary, so that's 1 upgrade
So
to all combat checks against.
So I've got 2 difficulty, 2 setback, 2 upgrade.
Yes. May the force be with you. Or against you. I could go either way.
1 success! 10 damage to the
that
missile
hits.
tube. Please blow up. Please blow up.
Sure.
Yes!
Sure. Let me check something about missile tubes.
I'm going to assume I hear a sound.
Yes, we're gonna get to that.
We all hear a sound. There's suddenly
man.
open air in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
And
I-
sulfur comes pouring in.
I just
Better hope
imagine,
not.
like, there's a
Am I
moment
gonna have to get on the
where-
initiative now?
then, like,
No,
Venus
missile tubes
and
are
points
cool,
and
but they're
Trash
not
is
that
like,
cool.
looks at God, looks at missile tube, looks, fuck.
It's the. No, what happens is since like focusing through the, I'm focusing through the scope, and like I just pull the scope down to the side and fire, and it like hits the blast door behind them, and then ricochets back to hit the missile tube.
Yeah,
I don't care if it works. I hit.
you hit.
I'm happy enough with that.
What is blast 10?
So blast 10 means that anybody engaged with that person takes
Okay,
10
yeah.
damage plus any successes,
That
which would theoretically also trigger the thermal detonator if it's inside the person that the thing went off. Which
yeah,
is-
like I said, I am thinking about this because I'm thinking that being hit with a missile tube and a blast from the explosion of a missile tube are not necessarily the same thing, given that the explosive is contained within the
Yeah.
tube. It's going to go in a specific direction.
Yeah.
Um,
So like the person, you know,
so it is not taking its thing for guided, it's not taking its thing for
Correct.
blast, and it's not taking prepare. However, I'm going to say that it acts as 2 of the ammo. So you shoot this, and you're cool that you hit, but you're not actually you don't actually know what's going to happen. You have never exactly done this before, so to speak. Given it that was loud. That kind of blinded you for a few seconds. And there's robot bits all the way where you are.
are there robot bits from 2 of them?
One of them is still standing, while the other one looks like, you know those little holiday poppers?
I look up at Praz. My job's done. Shoulder the gun and lean back. And hit
like
the
it,
personal
like,
defense shield.
It, like you said, it's tube, so it goes a certain way. So there's just a giant hole in the ceiling with a Zeltron looking down. Like, guys?
Actually, so,
Hey!
you know what? Praz, are you going next or is Lux going next?
I'm gonna go next because
You go ahead. You do your
Yeah.
thing.
I'm gonna move one range band closer, take the strain to also aim, and then fire on
Auto-fire?
this dude.
Are you gonna auto fire
Okay.
on him?
Yeah.
Adversary, so 1 upgrade.
Oh,
What is? I just.
I
got
need a
this.
drink. I'll be right back.
Oops. One upgrade. And I aimed. And now I shoot him in the face, baby. 3 successes.
do.
With
Yeah,
auto fire.
that'll do it.
So that's all focused on him. That's
Oh dear God.
48
That is amazing.
damage.
Yeah,
I don't think
16
there's a- I
plus
don't think
2
there's
is 18 twice.
Oh,
I don't
18.
think it's
Yeah,
ahead
sorry.
anymore.
It's 18 twice with Pierce 2. They get their armor against both hits, so
Okay.
Okay. Fortunately, 18 minus 8 is easy math. Also, fortunately for you,
I have Pierce 2, yeah.
you have Pierce 2, and they don't have enough hit points anyways.
Awesome.
So one of them's a party popper. The other one's got a hole in the center of it.
This is going a lot better.
And
than outside did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiara just sort of looks at you. There's no chance we're going to take care of this quietly, is there?
Quietly, we're
At
not.
which point,
I mean, he
there are
shot
no
it.
more enemies, so we're out of initiative. But Lux, up as you're descending this staircase, you hear a really loud explosion, and I am actually going to need you to make me a roll.
Let's roll.
So you don't fall in the hole.
No, not that mean. Also, there's several stories between you right now. So this is going to be a just on this page.
Take a breath, John. Take a breath.
I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, Praz is like laughing. And
Discipline
like,
or
"Fuck yeah!"
cool, your choice.
Discipline
Difficulty
or
3.
cool? Did you say discipline or cool?
Yep.
Cool. Difficulty 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. A success and a threat.
All right. You hear this resounding explosion, and it kind of echoes with these halls that are probably designed to contain sound, but this is a column, so the sound travels in weird directions. And for a second, it is very disorienting, which is a little bit. You're not in the mood to be disoriented at the moment.
Right.
But you do manage to sort of catch yourself, shake it off. You take one strain from the inner ear issues. As you're pretty sure something blew up basically directly beneath you. Extremely loudly. Possibly including a thermal detonator.
Hell yeah, it did.
I feel like that's good news. I
just
can't explain it, but I feel like that's good news.
It's either very good news or very bad news.
I mean, yeah.
There's really no in between with missile tubes and thermal detonators.
We need to find the quickest way straight down.
You're in a stairwell.
Mop.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, we are still in the stairwell.
Yeah. He'll sort of look at you.
She
I
is going
suppose
to.
that
Sorry, go ahead.
I should say something about the great path being directly in front of you or something.
No, the Great Path is straight the fuck down. And she is going to be doing that thing that you do when you're going down stairwells quickly, which is as soon as you hit, where the two stairwells, she's hopping.
He will just like old man slowly walk down the stairs behind you.
If you see somebody coming from above down, just let me know and I will come and you'll probably kill them, but just let me know. boing, 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 like taking 3 stairs at a time.
Meanwhile, downstairs, I look at the at the droid parts. Look at Tiara. No, we weren't going to be able to get out of this quietly once we decided that probably the best way to do this is blowing up the reactor of this place. Let's double time upstairs, and I begin leading upstairs.
You guys got that same ringing?
We have protective helmets on. What are you talking?
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Well, you have protective helmets on, and you technically were prepared.
That's how you get tinnitus.
Yep.
I already have it. So we're double timing up the stairs.
Yeah, you guys are headed up. Again, Tiara stops a few times to fiddle with the cube, and like eventually at some point she just starts hitting it because she doesn't know what the fuck this thing is actually supposed to do. But yeah, at this point, parts of destiny eventually drag you into the same location.
Except Powder.
Lux, you hop down the stairs and probably immediately skid back a step as you nearly run into a... Give me like half a second because I need to pull this up.
2 heavily armored individuals.
I was running first, so me first.
Did you send me this in Slack?
Yes.
Okay. Before or after stuff about the Abyssal Tieflings and Argol Trading Company? Yeah, I found it.
Like right after.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was part of the same message. An individual in silver and red Mandalorian in armor with a full faceplate, sort of a very dark mercenary aesthetic. Black sculpted and banded armor accented with these long dark robes that are almost attached to the armor.
In this particular instant, before anything else remotely happens, is there any indication that this might be an ally?
This person is not technically wearing stormtrooper colors. I don't know if that will help.
Outside of that, okay. No, that's not good enough because I am assuming that Lutz probably knows what the Empire uses Mandalorians for.
Yes, definitely. There is no way you have missed that.
Yes.
So I look up and see Lux.
Yeah. Disheveled, missing a fingernail for some reason. Probably scuffed and bleeding from a few situations. And hold on just a second.
It's fine.
I just spent experience points on this. I am spending my force point for influence to inflict 2 strain.
Okay.
And then trying to throw punch. Because I don't know you're you.
That's fine. So you have to make a roll, or do I resist something?
No, it's you spend points to stress the mind of one living target you are engaged with, inflicting 2 strain.
Yeah, Lux just holds out a hand to your brain.
Yeah, like pump, stop, narrow eyes, and then going for the throw punch.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Sen, you do have like a personal shield, but I don't think that affects melee attack.
No, it does. You have 3 additional setback dice to any attack against me.
Okay. I don't know. I'm assuming I can't get both of those off because that's an action and an action.
Yeah, both of those are actions.
I was just declaring
So-
intent since I'm assuming we're not
Yeah.
actually going into combat.
What-
at this
I
point.
know. I
What's-
just wasn't sure what Sen is doing in the meantime, so I was trying to determine what difficulty would be.
Just so I can see if I have any defense recourse against it, what's the force power you're using?
Influence.
Influence?
Yep.
Uh,
Like it literally.
it's
says,
opposed. I believe it's an opposed discipline check, isn't it?
The first point.
You know
pow-
what? We're gonna say this is how it works for now, and then we can
That's fine. Yeah.
fight about
Yeah.
the rules after. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. I'm holding a hand up and pulling the face mask off.
So, and then jump hug.
Yeah.
And also
Um,
returning the hug.
And Lux, at this point, things do clarify. Having someone that you are familiar with around seems to make a lot of. You knew that stuff was hallucinations and kind of crazy, but like contextualize that as definitely fictitious, and
Yeah.
even more than having like some new stranger around.
And I am standing in a stairwell, hugging Lux, who is apparently wrapped around me like a lamprey eel.
More or less.
Yep.
There's a guy coming. He's I don't know, but he was in one of the cells and he's been very useful. So he's a little slow though.
Okay.
We gotta go.
We need to keep going up.
Why do we need to keep going up?
The command center is up.
So we don't get shot at while we leave. Oh yeah.
Also, press. I say, turning so that Lux can see.
I wave with the gun.
Spring hug.
I wave with the gun.
And then Lux clamps it to you, apparently. I put the mask back on. Praz, do you have a gun? Praz, do you have a gun for Lux?
Nope. I have this though. You got two choices. You want a sword or my truncheon?
Which hurts more?
Sword.
The sword. Also, it helps with lightsabers. So.
Yeah, sword.
All right.
All right.
It's on my back, so you can take it.
Okay.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're alive. You're an idiot. Let's run upstairs now.
Oh, we're not getting started on that. We will have that most epic of all arguments later. Let's go.
We're going to blow this place up. Let's go do that.
All right. And at that point, that's where we're going to end for the night.
Oh
It's
boy,
Sorry.
No, that's
no.
Fine. All right.
it's beautiful. I can't wait to see what happens.
Say
next.
goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.